Shop called it a mistake. On Twitter, he said the pause should be lifted for everyone except women 18 to 48, the group that experienced the rare but severe blood clots.
This is ABC News. Despite treacherous conditions, search teams are still out in the Gulf of Mexico trying to find any sign of a dozen sailors still missing after a commercial ship capsized. 6 people have been rescued. 2 years ago today in Paris, fire ripped through the Notre Dame Cathedral, bringing down the iconic spire and destroying the cathedral roof. Summer in Notre Dame. She comes here often and always has tears in her eyes, claiming that she used to see the cathedral time in her life. She sees it as just a building being renovated. And asked about those renovations, she says they'll never replace what we've lost. She's glad they're underway. French President Emmanuel Macron says the cathedral will reopen in 2024. And that's Ellen Butera, ABC News, and Rena Roy, ABC News. It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome or constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. To help relieve belly pain, individual results may vary. Do not give children less than 6. Do not give the children 6 to less than 18. May harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a immediate help will develop unusual aspiration, especially side effects. Sometimes severe, even severe. Stop taking Linzess and tell your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Did you read your card?
What card?
I gave you a bag.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Thanks. No, I just...
Because it's true. It's true. I mean, you're the original.
The OG.
You had to go to military school.
I fucking did, man. No kidding.
God, your parents didn't know what to do. They were like, that's like throwing up your hands, right?
They literally didn't know what to do. You have no idea.
Did you steal their car? Mark, did you steal their car?
I used my dad's car more than he ever even knows till this day, but yes, I got caught doing it, but they have no idea the extent. I literally drove probably 6 or 8 weeks out of the year because he was gone 6 to 8 weeks out of the year, every year.
Like you didn't even have a license?
Nope, and my mom...
How old were you, 15?
Yeah, my mom... No, fuck, I was like 13. And my mom always worked. So when she was at work and my dad was out of town,
Did you ever get stopped?
Yeah. I got stopped when I stole a car, not their car, but stole a neighbor's car. They left the keys in. I just drove it up to 7-Eleven to grab some smokes. Yeah, that's when we got busted, me and a buddy. No, we weren't like stealing it to steal it. We were. Our plan was it would be back and no one would know the better that it ever moved.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Cloudy, then showers likely later today with a high of 46.
Yeah.
Right now, overcast and breezy.
It wasn't long after that, military school. And then when I got kicked out of military school, talking about they didn't know what to do, Jesus.
It's time for you to download one of the fastest.
It's virtually impossible to get kicked out of military school.
Download the Ben Ferguson podcast.
I was corrupting the other cadets.
Well, that's what that's what that was referencing.
Yes, I get it.
Ideal Home Loans can help. And here's the great news. Thanks to record...
You know, honest to God, we got lucky. If I got a quarter in the shit I gave my parents, man, I don't know. I guess a lot of it, though, I deterred because I kind of always had my school of thought how I was thinking back then, you know? My parents, I'll tell you the main problem they did, they let me get away with shit for way too long before they put their foot down.
You don't have to. And if you need help with a real estate agent, We can refer you to one that
You were a fucking angel, aren't you?
Oh, fuck no, but I wasn't like... No, you're right, I was...
With your mom?
Yes, I was, because of her, but when... Yes, but... Yes.
Your trouble came when you were out of the house.
That's
you,
right.
Yeah.
But only for survival, that's right. Like, we would... Okay, we had somebody at food fair when we went grocery shopping, okay? And they would not ring everything up, so we'd have like $200 for the ship. They'd go like this.
Yeah, I know.
And then I had people at restaurants.
I had a buddy
at the back door. I did it for survival. I wasn't like selling it.
No, I know what you mean.
Now, Tom Martino, the troubleshooter.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. What the hell is a troubleshooter? I made it up. I shoot trouble, and we solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. I also recommend great products, so help, information, and referrals this hour brought to you by RealCBD.works.com. Here's a programming note. I swear to you, I would never promote anything I don't personally believe in or use. And I take complaints even about sponsors. In fact, I'm the only one who does that. The only one. And in fact, it's the only list, referralist.com, where you can talk about the members. Because we want to keep them on the straight and narrow, and they're great people. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to let you take advantage of them and, threaten them with phony complaints. But whenever there's a complaint, we take it. I hope you appreciate that.
And sometimes I wonder if it's their competition, though. You ever wonder that? I'm not saying it is or isn't.
We had one time with Pro Auto Care. Another mechanic put up a review. But here's what he did. It was hearsay. He put up a review about a woman who said she went to Pro Auto Care and was given an estimate, and yet it was going to be more. When we drilled into it, we actually investigated it. We found out, because Al said, this sounds familiar. It was a woman who had told the mechanic had, at an opposing shop, had put up a review. The review, I like reviews, by the way. I think reviews are great because if you parse through enough of them, you get a really good feel. You really do. I don't think you can have a great company and have all bad reviews. I don't think you can have a bad company and have all good reviews. I think
Agreed.
I think you can fake it a little, but I think overall it's one of the best things that ever happened. Consumer reviews. By the way, RealCBD.works.com is getting excellent reviews. That's Panacea Life Sciences. And you can get 30% off using Tom as the promo code. Tom, just put Tom in. RealCBD.works.com. All right. We got a lot going on today. I want to recap something very important. And why do we have Debbie back on? Do we know why, Suzanne? Why is Debbie back on? Do we know?
So, Tom, there's some concerning things about the caregiver that she didn't get to talk about yesterday.
Let's do it.
I'm wondering if now we need to sort of do some reverse help, but I think you need to hear her first.
We need to have, maybe we get that caregiver back on, too, and see what she's got to say after all these developments. But you better recap.
Yes, we'll recap. An elderly woman called me. Her name is Donna. And she was supposedly being helped by her caregiver. She said that a teacher that she used to work with is taking advantage of her and stole her home. Here's what she said, okay? She said that a Deborah Carroll bought her home. The down payment, she said, she gave to Deborah. She said she gave her $174,000, although she had no documentation of that. Then she said she carried a mortgage of $110,000, and then in exchange, Deborah was going to let Donna and Tom, the elderly couple, stay in the house. And we thought, how weird is that? She gets $174,000 as a gift, then carries a mortgage she's not even getting paid on, and she gets to stay in her home, which she could have anyway because the home, according to the woman, was paid off. That's the story we got. So it sounded like some charlatan moved in, stole the home from this elderly couple, told them they could live there for 5 years. But the elderly woman said she was now being evicted because the 5 years is going to be up. And I said, this sounds preposterous. So Mark got a hold of the closing docs, and we looked at them. And on the closing docs, it said that $174,000 was the down payment. There was a mortgage for $110,000, and that $110,000 had no payments because the couple got to live there. So our question was, where did the $174,000 come from? Because Donna and her caregiver insisted that it came from the elderly woman to begin with. In other words, taking a paid-off house, using the elderly couple's money to buy their own house, and then screwing them out of the house. But that's not what happened. This caregiver, Jennifer, said, I'm trying to help them out. She's being evicted. The house was free and clear. And, we thought, okay, we got this person. So we called Deborah and say, what's up? Here's the story that Mark found out. And then we had Deborah on. Deborah said, Tom, this elderly couple was in big financial trouble. She lost her job for drug accusations, and she was in big trouble. They couldn't afford their house. They were going to lose their house. They had 2 mortgages on their house.
And a modification on one that resulted in a balloon payment that would eventually come up.
So Deborah paid off those loans, which totaled $174,000. That was the down payment. Deborah paid off their loans. So now this elderly couple is in a home free and clear, thanks to Deborah. So Deborah structured a sale where she would pay off the loan, and in addition to paying off those 2 loans, she would pay them $110,000, but take in exchange free rent. She would give them free rent, not only for 5 years. She would charge them for 5 years, $1,833 against that $110,000. But after that, they could live there the rest of their lives for $1 a month. This is a sweetheart deal. So when we investigated this and found the transfers that Debbie made to pay off those loans and the closing docs and the title company, we found that actually Deborah was kind of a knight in shining armor. And we now are suspecting this caregiver of some dastardly deeds. Could it be that this caregiver wanted the house because the caregiver wants the money? Well, guess what? The caregiver is getting Donna's monthly check from Para.
Kind of.
What does that mean?
They went to Para, and let's say the woman was supposed to get $800 a month. She took what's called option B. She only gets $400 or $500 a month now, whatever it is. But when she dies, the beneficiary, who is the caregiver, will continue to get that amount forever.
But hold on, you're missing something, Mark. The caregiver is also the power of attorney.
That is correct. So
and
technically, she is getting it.
She is getting the check.
But even when she dies, she's still going to be getting paid.
So she's getting the checks now, and she'll get the checks after this elderly woman, Donna, dies. Debbie said, thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me give my side of the story, but there's more to the story. What is more to this remarkable story?
Hey, Tom, thanks for letting me back on again. I just wanted to say that if Donna and Tom had not been carted off by the police in May of 2019 and then put into a nursing home.
He's the husband. He's the elderly man. And the reason he was carted off, Debbie thinks that the caregiver, let's say fake caregiver, Jennifer, prompted Donna to go against her own husband. Go ahead.
And what happened, that happened in May of 2019. Yesterday I talked about the June 28th drug overdose on methamphetamine given to Miss Alfieri after she had called the police the day before to report Miss Toscano. I checked on Donna the next day. That's how I found the records from the hospital. Donna gave me permission to photograph them, and they're going to be submitted as evidence, redacted, to the eviction court on Wednesday this coming week. But if they had not been, if Thomas had not been removed...
And by the way, who are you evicting this week?
I have to have Donna removed. I cannot live with the situation. It's been 2 years of cat and mouse games, and last
night...
Now,
I want to tell everyone, you were prepared to have Donna and her husband live there the rest of their lives.
As long as they could manage their money well enough to pay the water bill, the sewer bill, and the repairs on the sprinkler.
And they stopped doing that. Not only did they stop doing that, but you have reason to believe there's drug activity there.
Every neighbor is telling her that.
And the neighborhood wants them out. So it looks like Donna, because she listened to this caregiver, not only lost her husband, but now will lose her home. Well, and I shouldn't say lose because you paid it off, and she lived there for how long so far? Free, not free, but, well, yeah, free. How long has she lived there?
4 years and 11 months of prepaid rent.
And you won't give her another chance?
Tom, I cannot give her another chance because let me tell you why I called. Called in today. If Jennifer Toscano had not interloped...
That's the fake caregiver, yes.
Yes. If she had not done that, Thomas would be getting his $1,600 a month. Donna would be getting her $1,100, not $600 a month from Para, because she would be getting her full benefit plus $200 a month of Social Security. They would have comfortable income of $2,900 a month, and they could afford to buy a car. What I want to tell you is that on August 19th, when Donna served Jennifer a revocation of power of attorney, we came to my house and we went to the bank. I was able to get copies with Donna's permission of the bank records that show that on December 8th, 2019, Jennifer and Donna had received a payout of Donna's 401k in the amount of $11,800.
So Jennifer took her retirement?
That's not all. That's just the first installment of cash that Jennifer got. And then why
isn't Jennifer being arrested?
I started
because Donna's standing up for her, saying, "Hey, I want this."
Donna will not turn her financial records over to investigator Shelley Timmons of Jefferson County Sheriff Department. I've called
We have a fake caregiver taking advantage of this woman.
Yeah, she's swindling her out of everything.
Why did this fake caregiver think she could call us? She's the one that prompted Donna to call us to get help.
The audacity. I mean, she just didn't think we'd see through her and try to get her help getting back into the house.
She didn't think we would investigate this. We got to figure out how to get rid of this caregiver.
Discover one of the CIA's illicit Cold War initiatives.
What's that? Vinny. You must know a Vinny, right? Probably know a couple.
My brother knows him.
Oh, I know Vinny, too. I can't see that Vinny doing anything, though.
In the 50s, the government would let you watch Elvis Presley shake his hips on TV, but the same government...
What do they mean by that? Did they really ban Elvis Presley?
Well, no. The camera would only shoot him from here up.
And they did that on purpose.
You're absolutely sure. The Art of Granite is a place to go for countertop fabrication and installation. He charges wholesale for his materials, or you can buy your materials anywhere and he'll help you get it for wholesale, unless you go somewhere that sells it for wholesale. Then he fabricates and installs it. That's what you get charged for. He doesn't even charge for tear out and haul away. He does the bathroom free as well. TheArtofGranite.com, 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone, 386-5919. Did you know that K&H Home Solutions, which started out as K&H Windows, still the same company, they've been in business 65 years. And in honor of the 65-year anniversary, they have tremendous discounts. First of all, on the soft, light
vinyl replacement window, the only window that got the Energy Star rating 7 years straight, they're giving $650 off each and every window. They also have Everlast siding, the best siding in the world, and $600 or $6,500 off your siding package. Of course, a minimum supply. And then you have $1,650 off your entry doors. Make your own appointment at khwindows.com or call them for details, 303-421-7100. That's 421-7100. Again, appointments, khwindows.com.
Wouldn't it be great to escape to your own condo in the mountains, your own log cabin in the mountains, somewhere you can get away for long weekends or even work remotely? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, reminding you that a new home, including a second home, is very affordable right now, thanks to interest rates that are still close to record lows. And when you work with American Financing, you don't just benefit from custom loans, you actually get the full home buying experience because they partner with some of the top realtors in Colorado, so you can feel confident you're buying the right property at an affordable price with the best possible loan program. At American Financing, they are really in it for you. They're your one-stop shop when it comes to home buying, open 7 days a week, including evening hours, so don't put off that dream home any longer. Move up to something bigger or buy a vacation home by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000.
I'm jealous of freaking Bonnie Shields right now.
Why?
She's in fucking Hawaii.
Doing what?
Probably nothing. Drinking a Mai Tai.
Are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole howdy pipe with brand new high-quality packs or copper will permanently solve the problem.
Did you bring up that one? Good, brother! Yes!
They've been doing this for over 25 years.
Good.
Yeah. 40,000 happy customers.
I don't want him to take a dive like his sister did.
With a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 720-573-0086. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086.
Hi, break time?
I know you.
So the economy is doing even better than it did under Trump.
45 plus at average risk. It seems like you take care of yourself.
Of course. Not only that, COVID's almost cured under
What about
Biden.
screening for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable
Just
when
ask
it's in
Google.
early stages. Tell me more. Cologuard is non-invasive and is used at home. It detects all DNA in your
You know what though? Nothing has negatively affected me yet. I will say that. Nothing yet.
This was seen
Well,
in a
normally.
clinical study with
That's
patients 50 and older.
That is
Any
right.
positive results should be followed by a diagnostic.
That's true.
Negative results may occur.
I was a little depressed the week after
Do not
November.
you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel
That's
disease,
what they
and
make you
certain
feel like.
hereditary
Is this
syndromes,
Ross's?
personal or family history of colon cancer.
Look,
Most insured
No, that's
patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit requestcologuard.com.
I'm on it.
Excellent.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock Identity
I'm
Theft
getting ready
Protection.
to
It's been a cloudy day today with some afternoon rain showers.
sell a new product on a referral list. I'll tell you about
Due
soon.
to a slippery Friday morning commute. I'm Fox 31. Weather meteorologist.
is it the outbound we send them leads? Like,
Tax forms with personal info
Like home
needed to
advisor.
secure your identity. That's
I
why
wanna
LifeLock
figure out how
helps
to-
protect,
how
monitor,
the
and
pricing
restore
and
your
stuff.
identity. You
I
don't
would
have to
just
monitor all
mimic what they
transactions
do.
at all businesses, but you can
No,
save
I'm
up
gonna
to
charge a
25% off your first year at
monthly fee for
LifeLock.com.
it.
Promo code RED.
Per category or per keyword. I got it down to where, for example, water heater could just do it. It doesn't even have to be the
I'm
category.
Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Renew Home Innovations is doing beautiful showers and tubs, or tub shower combinations. Their specialty is American Standard beautiful showers. You can have the zero threshold entry, grab bars, perimeter drains, beautiful showers in a day, meaning the next day they start it. So it's showers the next day. So you get in a meeting with them. If you decide on what you want, they can get started the very next day, and it takes probably 2 days to 3 days to do it. And that is renewhomeinnovations.com. Special discounts for seniors and special discounts for veterans. And they have beautiful, they specialize in bathroom remodeling, and they have special visualization software where you can see what you're getting. They're also hiring as well. Renew Home Innovations. And let me just quickly give you that number, 303-904-2000. 904-2000. I know that we are in the middle of this case, but I want to take others that have issues. I'll come back to Debbie in 1 minute here. Paula, I noticed that you have a problem here with a car dealership. What's going on, Paula?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Paula. What's happening?
Well, I am financing a vehicle from MedVed. I got it in June of 2019.
Yes.
And I took it into their shop July of 2020.
Yes.
And it's been in and out of their shop since then. Currently, they've had it for 7 months.
Now, when did you buy this?
I financed it in 2019.
Okay. What does that mean, financed it? Did you buy it in 2019?
Yeah, I'm paying for it right now. I'm still making payments.
Oh, I got it. And you bought it from MedVed?
I did, and it came with a warranty, an extended warranty. I have the warranty, which is the...
Now, are you calling because you don't feel you're getting any warranty work?
I'm calling for that, and also because I was made promises from the general manager. I met with him after they tried to repair my vehicle. They broke it even worse. They tore it all apart.
What was wrong with the car? What was wrong with the car, and when did the first problem occur?
The first problem occurred in July of 2020, and it was just a little bit of loss of power and the check engine light. So I took it in. They fixed whatever the issue was with that. I paid $1,000 out of pocket because they said the warranty only covered certain things.
Yeah, like so nothing probably. I mean, the warranties are jokes. So.
A month later, I had to take it back to them, and they've had it since September of 2020, last year.
Wait a minute. Do they still have your car?
They still have my car.
Wait a minute. They've had your car since September of 2020?
Yes, they have.
Why?
And the general manager, I met with him, and he said it's the lemon, and he was going to get us out of it. And he made a payment arrangement with the finance company to pay it off, and he never paid it off. And so I got 3 months behind. They almost repossessed it. I don't have it, but I had to make payment arrangements to get caught up on it.
I bet your credit is just trashed at this point.
How the hell did... wait a minute. Did that guy... If you don't have anything in writing, you just dropped it off there, and this guy told you at the service department that they were going to pay it off?
No, I met with the general manager 2 months ago because after I've had all these car issues, the service manager said this car is not fixable. He said, I don't know what's wrong with it. We can't fix it. I'm going to advise that our general manager gets you into a more...
All right, what general manager did you talk to?
I talked to Sam Mitten. And he's the general manager at MedVed.
Sam?
And now he won't take my calls. He won't.
Well, he'll take mine. What is his last name?
It's Mitten, Sam Mitten, Mittean.
And what kind of car was it again?
It's a 2015 Chrysler 200.
Oh, man, this is such...
How many miles were on it?
She bought it as is.
I bought it with 6,800 miles on it, and right now there's only like 73 or 74.
Mark, hold on. She got an extended warranty.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, we know what those cover.
No, but it was 2015. It only had 6,800 miles. I know what you're saying. It also had a balance of a factory warranty.
No, I don't think so. It's probably 3-year, 36.
Yeah, but when she bought it in 2000. Oh, you're right. When she bought it in 2019, it was a 2015.
No, but I've talked to the finance company, and they have said that the warranty, my extended warranty, is still good until June.
But how much did you pay for that warranty?
Let me see. The price on here is 1274.
Listen, I want to tell you something. I'm not sure what's going on at MedVed. I know they were going through some changes, but normally they took care of problems for us normally. So let's...
My issue is that I dropped off a car with them with the simple check engine light, and they messed it up and took it to several other dealerships, not, to get it.
Well, here's the deal. You didn't get your car that you paid for. Plus, they messed up your credit. I mean, what was the price on this car?
Oh, I'm paying, the agreement that Sam made to get me out of the
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what was the purchase price?
$20,000 what?
$30,000.
Oh.
$30,000.
Yeah, you overpaid too. So, and what was the agreement? What was the so-called agreement you made that you don't have in writing?
Well, the agreement, I have in writing that Sam made an agreement with a finance company. He made an agreement to pay the car
Wait a
off
minute.
and get us out of
You have a written agreement where Sam Mitten, the general manager of MedVed, promised to pay this car off.
Yeah, and I spoke to the finance
Wait a minute.
company.
What do you mean you have it in writing? Send that to us. You have and Sam Mitten, the general manager, did not do what he promised in writing.
Yeah, apparently, because the finance company said they promised to pay the $16,000 car payment off, and they never paid it off.
All right, hold on. Mark, you ought to... Hold on, Paula.
Wait, I'm not understanding something, though. You just said you spent $30 on it. How long ago and how many payments?
I'm going to recap, okay? In 2019, she bought a 2015 Chrysler for $30,000 with financing at MedVed. Extended warranty. Okay? In 2020, she had a loss of power. She brought it in. They've had it since September. They still have it. Can't fix it. The GM promised to pay it off. Okay, that's where we stand.
The math doesn't make sense. She's saying the payoff is $16,000, and she bought it a little over a year ago. Go ahead.
My interest charges. So if they made an agreement to pay it off.
She's calculating the total with all the interest payments. I get it. You don't know what you spent on the car, right?
Yeah, you don't even know.
Because the car should sell between $12,000 and $16,000.
Listen, when I ask how much people bought a car for, I don't want them adding up all the payments, because if you did that for your house, it would be $1 million. What I want to know is, what was the purchase price of the 2015 car when you bought it?
Okay, the purchase price was $23,000.
Okay.
That's going to be with the mop and glow, too. Here, send us over whatever that GM,
them.
and I will call them immediately.
We will help you on this.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
You think she's actually got something in writing from the GM?
Jesus, why would she say that? She is not stupid.
Well, I don't think she's stupid, but it might say something completely different.
This report is sponsored by
I'm looking at the value of that car, and I'm going, if they charged her $30,000, that'd be like selling a water heater for $15,000. You know?
I-70 wide open through the heart of the city at this time.
Do you know how many times people do that?
Oh my God, it's constant.
Do get down fast, please.
225 Riverways in Aurora. Commute 470.
Is it first?
No, I'm going to do
Trouble-free on the Turnpike and no problems on 6th Avenue in the Lakewood Drive. Watch 31 pinpoint weather, going to be cloudy, then a chance of showers later today with a high of 46. Tonight a rain snow mix overnight, a low of 25. Right now overcast at 37. Before impact.
You know, I want to share something get found fast told me today.
Identity thieves love trash.
I got to do it off air, though.
Needed to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
You know, I am really happy to have this relationship with Granite Liquidators. They're in Wheat Ridge. They sell granite, marble, and quartzite. They sell entire slabs to you and me, the general public, at true wholesale. Your contractor won't get it any cheaper than you will. So if you're thinking about a remodeling project, a bar, a kitchen, a vanity, whatever you're thinking about, right? Go to Granite Liquidators first and buy your stone. You can design around the stone. You buy the slab, you put your name on it, and they will hold it for you as long as you need for your contractor or fabricator to come pick it up and then do what they do. All right? That's The greatest part, you have full control. You see full slabs out in their yard, not little tiny samples. It's up on 5075 Tabor Street in Wheat Ridge. Go to the website and find out more. GraniteLiquidators.com.
You ever thought of the word reputation management? Well, that's just another thing the guys at GetFoundFast.com can help you with. Maybe your company or your business has gotten beat up with bad reviews, fake reviews. These guys can help you out. They can also help you with online ad campaigns, Google stuff, anything to do with pay-per-clicks, SEO. How about Google Map help? These guys do it all, and they'll tell you exactly what they can do, exactly how much it is, all for free. It all starts at GetFoundFast.com.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k?
What is this about Rocky Mountain? I talked with their regular guests as always.
I don't know. You saw how I handled it.
Yeah, but it was normal. I mean, they don't want to come in. They just want to be a guest.
Oh, see, that's what I don't know. I don't know what you and Hasina. I thought last time I talked, you were going to reach out to Brenda to have him in, but it was a no-go.
Yeah, but we're still going to have them on.
Yeah, just tell her that. Or just tell Suzanne. If Suzanne's already got them booked, she might already have them booked. I didn't even think of that. What day are they coming on?
All of the updated looks to get that shower replaced.
I got some questions for them, too. I think it'd be great if they could come in the studio.
I know it.
They're one of the ones that would work very well in studio.
You enjoy our traditional 8%.
Now that vaccinations are out, let's talk.
I already did with Brenda, man.
When? Recently?
Yeah, let me tell you what she said.
Just recently?
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
About Rocky Mountain?
No, about anybody in general. Right here. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. As of right now, my plan is to apply to reopen the office sometime mid-July. I should know more in the next few weeks. Have a good day, Brenda. So July, what is it? February, March, April, May, June, July.
What is it? How many months?
I don't know. I think it's probably a higher up.
July, 3 months.
I think it's probably maybe they're doing it more of a systematically over the country at the same time. You know, there's a lot of attorneys out there really figuring out right now how to sue big corporations over COVID. So, I mean, there's a lot of people are really trying to figure out how to protect their ass.
Babe, today at noon they're debuting the 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz pickup truck.
Oh!
It is good looking.
Is it really?
Yes, it's the Hyundai Santa Cruz. I don't want one. No, don't get me one. But it's actually Abby
All right, so here's what we'll do. I'll get the Genesis SUV.
No, that's mine.
You get the Santa Cruz pickup.
You can use the motorcycle.
Never heard of it, Santa Cruz. Oh, check it out, man. It's like that Honda they used to make.
It's like
it's pretty cool looking.
It's like the Passport.
It looks in between the the Passport and an El Camino. It's like the Avalanche. It's really low to the ground, but it's got a very small pickup. Isn't that pretty cool?
You know, this is a major discount.
I almost bought a bunch in their stock, but there's such a chip shortage now.
Hey, reality check here. Will the numbers add up for your retirement?
190 horsepower.
From the experts at Allward Financial.
Baby.
When we're 59.5, we have all these restrictions on when we can take money out. When we hit age 72, we have required minimum distributions.
That is kind of a cool little vehicle, isn't it? And it's a four-door. I'll tell you who would love that. Addie.
For your free consultation.
Addie would absolutely love that.
I would like it too.
5953 or visit allwardfinancial.com.
They have a 2-door and a 4-door.
Home selling before it breaks you. Get started today at orchard.com.
Yeah, I'd never buy a 2-door, would you?
Denver's talk station. Online at KO.com.
I mean, maybe like a Ferrari, but other than that, Corvette.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK. 713-8255. So we're going to work on this behind the scenes, right? On this MedVed thing. I don't think there's any more we can do except get the paperwork, call the dealer and say, pay the damn thing off. Mark is going to contact them for you.
If she sends me that paperwork, we'll get this figured out fast.
Now, quickly, Debbie is the person who bought a house from an elderly couple. We thought at first it was not kosher, but it's more than kosher. She paid off the house with $174,000 and then agreed to pay them another $110,000 in free rent, basically for the rest of their lives. What a great deal. They got the house paid off. She's paying taxes and everything. They just live there. Except a caregiver came in, Jennifer, who called us and said, this is an atrocity, and then went ahead to tell us how bad this deal was. We investigated. The deal's not bad, but unfortunately, this elderly woman, under the influence of this caregiver, is now doing drugs. They have drug offenses. They have police coming. They have neighbors up in arms. And Debbie, unfortunately, has to get them out of the house. She already evicted Jennifer. Debbie, what else did you want to say?
I have to tell you this right now so you don't miss it. On August 19th, Donna and I served Jennifer with the revocation of power of attorney.
So Donna was listening. So Donna was listening to you.
Well, she was. That's the problem. So what happened was, after that, we went out for lunch. I had found out Donna had power of attorney 3 days earlier. That's why I got
right. I get it. So you got a revocation.
Okay. But I also found out that Donna had a bank card. So we got Donna's bank card. We went out for lunch. Donna went to pay. First time ever Donna ever bought lunch, and the card was declined. So we then went to the bank. We got the documents that proved that $11,800 was taken out in cash, and Donna had handed it over to Jennifer in the Vector Bank lobby on December 8th,
we got to get Jennifer arrested.
You know, you said the police were involved. But you said, hold on, Debbie, you said the police were involved. You've named detectives and stuff. How come this woman with all this proof hasn't been arrested?
Let me tell you the worst part. The worst part is that we called Para, and Donna found out that Jennifer had taken option B, but not only had she taken option B.
Now, by the way, for those listening, option B reduces Donna's benefit in order to give Jennifer lifetime benefit. Go ahead.
By about 2/3% of what she would be getting. So she's getting $67 instead of $1,000 a month. But Jennifer had also received a catch-up amount of $14,200. All the money is going into bank cards, and Jennifer's name is on one of them.
What is Jennifer doing with the money?
Donna said they went to Central City and had the time of their lives.
This is a crime against the elderly. We need to get Jennifer back on. Jennifer was all willing to come on when she was hurling accusations on you. We will give Jennifer the same latitude. She can explain herself.
Why, though, if the cops know all this? Hey, Debbie, why, if the cops know all this, they haven't arrested her? What are they saying they need?
Because Donna still doesn't understand what happened. Officer Timmons had Donna. So in order to change a para option, you need a police investigation or evidence that crime has already happened, like a conviction.
I get it. You can't just accuse Jennifer of undue influence. You have to prove she did it totally against Donna's will and that Donna did not understand it. The problem is with influence is that many times, hold on a second. We have somebody, Jennifer says she wants to, Jennifer, this story is so different than you told us yesterday, but we want to give you every courtesy to defend yourself. Are you taking money from Donna?
No, I'm not. That's what Debbie wants everybody to believe.
But hold on. I want to bring out a few things. You said, and Donna said, that Debbie bought this house and never paid a dime of her own money, that the $174,000 down payment came from Donna. Yet there is no documentation of that whatsoever.
And there's wire transfers going to pay off mortgages that apparently didn't exist.
Right, yeah. We thought the house was free and clear. That's what you guys represented. That's what Mark means did not exist. But we have wire transfers that Debbie made to pay off not one, but 2 loans on that house. Are you denying that Debbie paid those loans off?
She paid the loans off with Tom and Donna's money.
Where'd they get the money from? They had no money.
Tom's inheritance.
No, Tom did not inherit money until his mother passed away in 2015. No, that
over
that money was gone.
He didn't have any money? Okay.
Where'd that money? Wait. Where is the money? Where is the money that Tom inherited?
It went for the house.
No, it did not.
Now there should be a record of transfer, if that's true, from Tom or Tom's estate to Debbie. There's got to be a record somewhere. You don't just transfer $174,000 without a record.
Exactly. But Tom had dementia at the time, and Debbie knew that. She told him to leave the money at her house, that it would be safe.
But hold on. What do you mean leave it? It's in the bank. Okay, nobody has $174,000.
No, they took the money out of the bank.
They took cash, $174,000?
Yes. When they
was never
savings account that they had.
Debbie, hold on. Jennifer, if that man took $174,000 in cash, there will be a record of it at the bank. And Donna told us there's no record anywhere of this $174,000.
There isn't. There's no record anywhere.
Now, then it's not true. Jennifer, you can't go and get $174,000 from the bank. The law requires documentation. They would have signed something. They have to document it.
Debbie, where did Debbie, how did you get $174,000?
Wait, I would like to ask that. Hold on. Debbie, she's making some accusations that you took the $174,000 from them and then paid it right back to them for their house and making it look like you stole the house. She's still sticking to that story. So we have a simple question. Can you document where you got the $174,000? We're not doubting. We want to know.
Tell your smart device to play
this is great
radio. Then you can
he shows up with $174,000 in cash. Oh my God! What's the most cash you've ever had on hand? Anything ridiculous?
This report is sponsored by LifeLock Identity Theft Protection.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City.
Are we on?
Fantastic shape right now for the most part.
Most I ever had was about 40, and I used it for a down payment.
I really don't want to talk about it right now.
I got you.
Shape off highway.
There was a time when there was cash was not traced.
Downtown on northbound I-25 approaching Park Avenue. The rest of the drive looking good. I-70 wide open from Nevada all the way out to Kenya Boulevard. No delays in 225 in Aurora. I-76 in decent shape traveling in or out of the metro.
I used to have a habit of having a lot of cash.
Weather going to be showers.
Yeah, but my question is define a lot.
Impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner.
I would say there's people that probably think I have a lot of cash, but I don't consider it. That's a lot. That's a fuck lot.
Monitor and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
Colorado Pain Care. Doctors dedicated to fighting pain. Doctors who use all evidence-based methods with proven results, including wonderful physical therapy. In fact, this physical therapy, you do not need a referral. If you have physical therapy, you can get second checked by them. Now listen, they take all major insurance, they work with all major health providers and hospitals. You need to contact these people and get out of pain and not accept pain. 303-GOT-PAIN. We were just talking about para and a house and all of this stuff going on with an elderly couple. You need to check on your elderly loved ones. You need to protect yourself. And you can do all of that with MileHighEstatePlanning.com and Blake Harris. I trust Blake Harris with my affairs. You can too. Make an estate plan, whether it's a simple one or it's a little more complicated. He only charges for the actual work he does, not for talking and advising. And all of his rates are flat rate based on what you do. You can ask any question you want right now with MileHighEstatePlanning.com. The number for Blake Harris is easy to remember. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher podcast.
Okay. Don't start anything juicy without me. I'm going to be right back. I want to hear more of this shit.
Part of history that seems so bizarre to me that it couldn't have been real. But in 1964, the Israelis decided that Herbert Zuckers had to die.
Listen to The Good Assassins Hunting the Butcher on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of time reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
Yeah, it's an app that takes key insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
What kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Workweek, Freakonomics, and Sapiens. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars.
Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get the special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
One of the best things about my
Have a minute, Shannon. Yep.
Still deciding about with the kids. Might go to that place in Castle Rock, I think.
I still have to try that.
Okay, good, man. Best fried chicken.
That's way better than the other one.
Okay, way better.
You've been to the other one, right?
Lots of times.
Jennifer hung up, but she did warn me.
Oh, fuck her!
No, she did warn me. She goes, I might lose you. My phone's about to go dead. But her phone rings and rings, so I don't think it's dead. I tried calling Donna, and it's just simply busy. The homeowner. So...
Man, Jennifer's got some balls.
Deborah's Talk Station.
They're all swindlers.
The plot thickens. Debbie is accused of stealing a house from an elderly couple by borrowing money from them, then paying it back to them to pay off their mortgage, and then saying that they can live there for a while, but trying to evict him now. Debbie says no, they owed a bunch of money. I paid $174,000 and paid off their loans, and I was willing to let them live there the rest of their lives in exchange for the other $110,000. And so that's the way it is. But Jennifer called back and said, don't you make me look bad. She's the caregiver. I never took any money from her.
Debbie says she sure as hell did. Debbie, by the way, is the one who purchased the house. Jennifer is a caregiver for the elderly couple, supposedly. Jennifer called in. She's since hung up. We think she got disconnected. We're not sure. But Jennifer said the only way Debbie was able to buy that house, the only way she was able to pay off the loan with the $174,000 was to take that money first from that old guy, Tom, who inherited it from his mom. Well, this is easy enough. Well, one thing that Jennifer said doesn't make sense. There's no record of it. And he had it in cash. That's a lot of BS. You don't get $174,000 cash without some kind of paper trail. Also, they also started out the story yesterday saying the house was free and clear. Now she's saying, oh, yeah, Debbie did pay off the house, but the money came from this couple. Here's the deal, Debbie. It's very easy. If somebody was going to investigate this fraud case, let's say I was an investigator, I would tend to look at both parties, and I will tell you, you are way more credible, but I would be remiss if I did not say, what is your source of funds? And you know this with any investigation. If somebody goes through a bankruptcy, or if somebody's investigated for fraud, they have to show the source of funds. So would you be able to show where this $174,000 came from?
I have shown it to the police.
You did?
It came from a U.S. bank loan.
Do you still have that loan? Hold on.
I am paying it down.
So you are making monthly payments on a loan for $174,000.
Well, let me just tell you this, Tom. When my husband passed away in 2004, I took each of his IRAs and I bought a separate property in Colorado in 2004.
Okay, so, but the $174,000 is no small amount. If you were going to get a loan for $174,000, they would want a deed of trust against the property.
I did not need to get the full amount funded. I borrowed money out of my home equity line of credit for part of the money, and I've been paying that off. That's all there is to it. There's absolutely every single thing that when I told you yesterday, I can prove everything.
No, Debbie, you understand? I'd have to ask this. Jennifer just said you got that money from this couple.
Jennifer doesn't have any idea what she's talking about. She just
Now we have Donna on. Donna.
Yeah.
She's the elderly woman who owned the house. Donna, you told me your house was free and clear. Now we're being told that Debbie paid that loan off. Where did she get the $174,000?
That's from Tom.
From your husband?
Yeah.
Then there's got to be a record of it.
I don't have nothing here. There's no record of nothing here.
All right, listen. There's no way that Donna would. There's no way that Donna could receive that amount of money without some kind of record. Hold on. We're going to take other calls, and then we'll come back to this.
Hey guys, you've been hearing a lot about how well CBD's been working.
I never dreamed another day out of it. It's fucking insane.
Sky CBD, and it has been awesome. Now, Steve Hess, who used to be the Nuggets trainer for over 2 decades, he turned me on to Blue Sky, and I have found it to be really beneficial. I use the balm and I apply it.
The reason I had that is I accumulated, and it was a concerted plan.
I was tough on my body for a long time.
I always thought
you're struggling with
you never.
Maybe you're having trouble sleeping. You should read on the website what others say and the endorsements.
This is what people reminded me. This is what people said about me.
THC and guaranteed potency and purity. It is really
trustworthy,
you get 30%
attractive, athletic,
KHOW.
In high school. These are on the site. Now,
$14.
Do you think this is made up?
For as little as $5.
Ambitious, athletic.
Disappointed. Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
Now I'm going to tell you something. Ready?
HD2 Denver.
All made by the same
radio station. Available everywhere on our free Radio app.
This is all bullshit. I don't even ever remember this person ever. That's the thing. I can't.
I'm Ariel Reshef. In Minneapolis,
all right, look what the lady sent us on the car.
George Floyd has concluded.
the judge allowing limited
I thought he got
for
sent to you,
prosecution
too.
for rebuttal witness after the
Yeah,
defense
look at
rested
this.
its case without calling Chauvin.
Remember, I just asked you. I said, do you think she'll actually send something from the GM saying, right, yeah, look what she fucking said. I swear to God, this is just amazing to me.
Yes, it's the first time that we've heard Chauvin speak this week at length in that line of questioning between him and
John.
But ultimately, he's decided to invoke his Fifth Amendment right, and he will not testify.
I can't believe all these people.
Closing arguments begin Monday. One spot from where Chauvin's trial is taking
Look what
place,
she said. I just said it to
Officer Kim Potter will appear in court virtually. She's facing second-degree manslaughter charges in the shooting death of Dante Wright. Another 576,000 Americans filed for jobless claims last week. This is ABC News.
Did you send it to me? Because I don't have it. Oh, there it
in a
is.
shootout with a Mexican drug cartel.
He was a
Where's the
well-loved Spanish teacher and basketball
Dear Paula,
coach, but officials say
that's what it is.
Barney Harris was living a
This is a
double life.
reminder
Detectives say
of an
Harris
agreement
and his
to make a
brother-in-law,
payment on your
were
account.
tracking members of the
You made an
cartel
arrangement to
steal
pay
their drugs and
$16,000.
got
You
into
made
a
an
shootout with traffickers.
That's it. That's the deal between her and the GM.
What it looked like.
Alamance
Is she
County
fucking
Sheriff Kurt
stupid?
Johnson says they killed a cartel member who wouldn't say where the money
That's what
was.
she just said us. Get Paula back on.
Harris was killed in a violent exchange after more gunmen arrived. Lionel Moise, ABC News.
Stewart is charged
This
with
is a
robbery
pizza
and
day
first-degree
for
murder.
goddamn sure.
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos promising to make the company a better place to work. In a letter shareholders said the company needs
Okay, now today we might get some shit. I was going to go flying again. You know, I snuck out yesterday in that little white sport.
Oh, you did? Would you just go around town?
Yeah. It's not fun doing this.
Did I ever tell you that we used to have a neighbor flew an ultralight from Albuquerque to fucking Denver, straight up I-25, pulling over and gassing up at fucking gas stations.
You know why? Those are so safe.
I thought he was full of shit, and he fucking documented with pictures the whole goddamn trip.
Those things are safe. You can fucking slow them down to 10 miles.
That little fucking helicopter thing you showed me, you gyro. Yeah, that's not a helicopter. I was reading about it. It's a fucking airplane.
Right, well, it's a gyroplane, so it takes off way short. And
yeah, but you still don't go up.
And you can't hover. But in a headwind, you come close to hovering. Also, you can pretty much land, if you know how, in a zero ground roll. I mean, you can pretty much come down. Really, taking off, you need the least amount I ever took off in. Probably 100 feet.
Did you fly right out of Franktown?
I wanted to, but they wouldn't let me.
We got a guy that zips around our neighborhood, but with a hang glider with a big ass fan thing. I mean, he just zips around everywhere. Just fly. I have no idea where he lands, but I'm sure it's right by his house. That thing looks dangerous as fuck to me.
Yeah, some of them, you know, it all depends on what, it all comes down to this. Two things. Do they stall? And are they recoverable if they stall? Like in that hang glider, if his wing stalls, he goes to it and he gets tangled or doesn't recover. The next one is what happens with no engine. Well, most of those fucking parachutes with a prop, they're so safe.
That's actually what this is. It's more of a parachute than it is a fixed.
A parachute with a little backpack. Yeah. And those fucking things are flawless. I mean, the worst case, you take the fucking, you dump the engine, or you just keep it on your back. It's very small, and you just fucking land. I mean, the gyros. It's amazing how many people die in gyros, and they're so safe. Now, the reason they die, that engine goes out. You're in auto rotation automatically. It's not going to drop out of the sky. You're going to come down pretty damn soft. I mean, really soft and slow. But I don't know. They get into this thing called blade flat.
There is a wreck off highway.
If their rotor gets too slow, and the way that happens is if you go far forward instead of the air going this way, it starts going this way, and that blade, if it slows down, it starts flapping, and then you're dead, just like in a helicopter.
Jesus. You got to have a license to fly that shit.
A gyro? I have a special gyro license. That's a rotary rating. I have a rotorcraft, helicopter, rotorcraft, gyro, fixed wing.
But for a little ultralight, you don't have to have
no license or hang glider, right?
or the hang glider.
Now, some of these associations might give a certificate.
I'd want something. I'd want someone to show me how to fucking fly it. That's for sure.
65 years in business.
All right, here's more paperwork.
K&H Home Solutions. The best products, installation, and warranties. K&H has
This
what
is
you're
just-
looking for. I'm consumer advocate.
This is just her
Such
financing.
amazing products and
When she
special
bought it.
anniversary deals. Soft light windows, $650 discount each one. The only window earning the government's Energy Star rating 7 years straight. Everlast siding, $6,500 off. The most durable, color-fast siding ever. And $1,650 off trophy award doors purchased with storm doors. Some minimums apply. Call for details.
Sometimes I wonder what that's worth it.
Or make your own
I get
appointment
so
now
sore.
at khwindows.com.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000.
I'm just looking at how much space for this
on
car
our
is.
website. Sun. That's Sun. Now at KHAL.com.
21% interest.
With a
Wait,
K
this is a reminder of your recent arrangement.
is
Oh,
the Troubleshooter Show.
didn't even say our recent arrangement.
That's her.
Tom Martino.
How would they even know her password and shit to log in? Did she give it to them?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This is the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. RealCBDThatWorks.com will get you Panacea Life Sciences CBD. 30% off if you use Tom in the promo code. Get out of pain. Anti-anxiety, anti-inflammatory. That is RealCBDThatWorks.com. I love talking about good stuff. If you guys know of any great stuff, call us. Let us know. Now, listen, I want to get back to this homeowner thing. This is a major case. But first, there's a couple people we got to get to. Eugene, I noticed this, and you've been waiting. So you want to talk about an HOA special assessment. What's going on?
Well, we moved in October, and there was nothing said about anything coming up other than they're waiting on a settlement.
Now, did you buy, who you bought from someone, and you say nothing was mentioned about a special assessment? All right, what they need to tell you is if there is a special assessment that's been assessed. They don't have to tell you about discussions about a special assessment. What, did you get socked with a special assessment? Let's go right to it.
Yeah, we got hit with, they want $8,000 from each individual. There's 300 of us.
What is it for?
They said it's for the siding and some paint that
Okay.
they want to do.
All right.
They got a $5 million settlement.
Now, hold on. But that $5 million's not enough to pay, right?
That's what they're saying, yes.
Okay. Well, listen. If that's the case, you might be stuck. Special assessments are just that. They're special. And I don't think just because you just moved in doesn't mean you don't have to pay it. Whoever is the owner has to pay it. Now, if it was something that was discussed and passed and they never told you about it, that could be something. Most insurance, condo insurance policies, they will cover it if it's a covered event, if it's an insurable loss. For example, if the siding and all that was damaged by hail or wind and insurance would cover it, then they would, your homeowner's policy may cover the special assessment.
Yeah, but generally only up to a couple grand unless if you increased it.
This sounds like normal maintenance. Do you have special assessment coverage?
Yes, but my insurance said that they cannot pay for it because the damage happened in 2014 prior to us moving in there.
Okay, but hold on. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, what damage? Was it storm related?
Yes, and that's where they got the $5 million from.
Where'd they get the $5 million from?
From their insurance. They
Okay.
filed a lawsuit on
Now,
their
you see,
company.
okay. They filed a lawsuit against their insurance company. Their insurance company settled with them. Now, This is where we got to get, hold on a second, we got to get Compass Insurance on because this comes up a lot. does it go by when it's assessed or does it go by when the loss occurred? Hold on.
It could be either or.
Yeah, according to contract, I think. Now, Paula, very quickly, we read over your so-called agreement, and it's pretty weak. You say that you bought a car from Medved, and it's irreparable. They can't fix it. And you had an extended warranty. Right. And you had an extended warranty. It's a used car. They can't fix it, so they agreed to pay it off. This letter that you have that you sent to us, it has I wouldn't call this the general manager agreeing to pay for it. Here's what it says. Dear Paula, this is a reminder of your recent arrangement to make a payment on your account. You made arrangements. You made arrangements. Listen,
it to me.
You made arrangements to pay $16,000 on February 20th, 2021. Well, that says you are paying it.
Yeah, when I called credit acceptance, because I don't have that kind of money to just pay it off. So when I called them, credit acceptance said Medved called them and made the arrangement.
Okay, but Paula.
And Sam also agreed. Sam, the GM, said, yes, they made that arrangement.
But Paula, they did not make the arrangement for them to pay it. So no one's saying you have to pay it. You don't have to pay that lump sum. You can just keep making your monthly payments. But
right, I understand that.
But you made it sound, Paula.
I dropped them off a car that was running, and they broke it, and now they're like, whatever, you know, it only had a check engine light on.
I'm going to call them. Paula, we're on your side. But all we're saying is this is not an agreement for them to buy the car back, okay? They should.
But this is what they told me. That
I know, but you represented that you had something signed by the GM, that's all.
Paula, listen.
No, I don't have nothing from Sam, but I have from credit acceptance saying that they agreed to pay the $16,000.
Paula,
and I even
I'll guarantee you, if I call credit acceptance, they will say nothing of the sort. I would ask credit acceptance, did the dealership guarantee to pay this off? I tell you, I'll bet you anything they will say no. Because here's the deal. Look. Do I think they should pay it off? Do I think they owe you? Of course I do. You bought a car from them under an extended warranty, and they can't fix it. Now, unless you ruined it, or unless you blew the engine, or unless you did something to it, how the hell can they sell you a car with a warranty, tell you they can't fix it, and expect you to walk away with nothing?
And keep it for as long as they have.
No, I'm on your side. Unless, listen to the big unless you're the one that broke it. So hold on, and let's find out. Mark's going to call them. We were waiting for this paperwork. We will call them. Now, Ron, I don't think we have a chimney sweep on the referral list. Do we, Mark? Do we, Suzanne? I don't
have what?
A chimney sweep on the referral list.
No, in fact, I needed good chimney sweep.
So we need to find one. Is that what you're looking for, Ron?
That's correct. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. We're going to put the word out for you, okay? I see we have a category. Hold on. Let me search it and see what it brings up. No results. Okay. So listen, we're going to put the word out. You listen. If anyone has used a chimney sweep, and then we'll even check them out for you if you want.
That'd be great.
All right. So, Ron, you leave your no, you can just listen, or you can leave an email.
I want his info.
Okay, you got his info. You're going to get it. Good. Anyone out there, have you a recommendation for a chimney sweep? Please let us know. Okay? We would like to have one on the list, but whether or not they're on the list, we have no one to recommend to this guy. So if you know of anyone, call us. You can get right through at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Now, Donna, you're making a serious accusation that this woman that you worked with stole your house by using your own money to buy it and not paying back that money.
Right.
Okay, so Debbie is claiming she can prove where she got the $174,000. Now, this is a serious accusation, and I think they should look into it. However, I kind of believe Debbie Now, what you're saying is your husband had an inheritance from his family, and that's what she took. Somewhere, if $174,000 is taken out of a bank, there will be a record of it. Do you have a record of your husband withdrawing that amount of money?
No, I do not.
Why?
I don't know. I don't have nothing.
Okay.
And him and Debbie did all this. So I've looked at all my checks, all my return things
now,
from the bank. I don't see nothing.
All right. So how do you know Debbie got the money from him? How do you know that?
Because there's a wire transfer for $110,000.
From who to who?
And
from who to who?
It don't say.
Well, what do you mean it don't say? What I'm asking is, you have a $110,000 wire transfer. Is that out of his account or into his account?
I'm thinking out of his account.
Okay, if it's out of his account, where did he get the 110 to begin with?
That's what I would like to know.
Hold on. You said you had a wire transfer. Can you take a picture of it?
Donna?
No, because I don't have a cell phone. I don't know how to do that stuff.
Donna, what's the name of the bank you're talking about where this wire...
I don't even know the bank.
Well, then what are you looking at? What are you looking at, Donna? You say there's a wire transfer. What are you looking at that says wire transfer? What are you looking at?
Hold on, let me go up and see.
Yeah, I want to know what you're looking at.
See, and Tom had dementia at the time, so Tom wasn't real together when he was diagnosed
all I'm asking,
in November of 2016. How she got away with that, I don't know.
Donna, all I'm asking is for you to tell me what bank are you talking about.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. And Donna, may I ask a question? Very serious.
It says wire transfer. It just says. Don't even have the bank.
What are you looking at right now? What are you actually...
I'm looking at a Fidelity National Title Company. It says wire transfer for 4717.
4717.
Sounds like she's looking at the closing statement on the house.
Is this the closing documents?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Debbie, she's accusing you of taking this money from her husband. Do you know what that means? She says she's looking at some wire transfer. Is that the wire you made?
She's looking at the closing statement.
Yes.
The $100,000, I don't know why that says wire transfer at that point, but the wire transfer is for the payoff
and
of the two loans.
And that's the wire transfer you made?
Yes. It's on the closing statement that we all signed. So Donna and Thomas, when we left the title company, they were absolutely thrilled. I was pleased that that this looked like a future. So it's really important that you understand Donna is under the influence of Jennifer. On August 19th, I found out that Jennifer had turned off Donna's phone. Her car had not been working since July, and it's still not working. And Jennifer had turned the lock to the garage to lock Donna out.
But it all comes down here's what's going to put this to bed.
It's recorded in the police report. Tom.
Yeah, here's what's going to put this to bed. Donna insists somehow her husband gave you $174,000. I'm going to tell you that I don't believe it, and the reason I don't believe it, there's no documentation. And I think, however, Debbie, you should be prepared just to defend yourself on where the money came from, even though that's not required because, if somebody's going to accuse you of something, they have to prove it. However, I would still be ready to show the derivation of those funds.
And I don't think they're talking about the closing statement now. She said fidelity. I want her to we need to get a picture of what she's talking about. If she's literally looking at a $110,000 wire transfer coming out of a Fidelity account that could have been Tom's, that does bring up a question.
Well, go look at it.
Well, we don't have it.
Simply, I get asked about landscaping recommendations all the time, especially as the good weather is upon us. And you know who I recommend? The guy, the people, the family at my house. Mr. Green Jeans. The guy's Bob Dahlbot. He started out in the lawn business years ago. He didn't like the way that National Lawn Company worked, so he started his own company with his wife Tammy and his son Travis. Now, for 30 years, they've been serving Colorado, and they can serve you too. Mr. Green Jeans, LLC.com. Get someone dependable, honest, and value-minded for cleanup, aeration, tree, shrub, sprinkler repair, fertilization treatments. 303-426-4945. 426-4945. How about Simply Floors, Inc. for your floor coverings? That's a website where you make an appointment, and then Simply Floors, Inc. sends representatives to your house with all the samples of anything you're interested in. No need to leave your home. SimplyFloorsInc.com. It also means discounts because they're part of a large buying group, and they pass discounts on to consumers, along with better installation and better financing and better warranties. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Say hello to Simple.
I had a picture of him and Pat Buchanan together that he wanted me to get him, and I never did it.
Oh. What's that car lady's name? Would you write it down?
Paula,
Oh, you know what? I think I printed some.
put your mask on.
I wish COVID only killed people who let their pants sag.
Oh, like Kumar?
No.
Oh, you mean when they go down like past
Yeah,
their
when it's
skin?
like a fashion statement.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid. I don't need to see your.
I wish that COVID actually attacked people through their ankles.
Pull up her contract
Okay.
and print it. I thought I printed it.
Okay, I will. Let's see here. Paula. Paula Hernandez is her name. Or is it? Oh, I have to pull it up this way.
Not that one. You go back.
This?
Yes, just print that.
There you go. COVID attacked people through their anus.
Then I'd understand all the masking and stuff. You know what I mean? No. Get you a cork and you can do anything.
Oh, Shannon.
Mitten, thank you.
Sam Mitten.
I like the way she was saying that. That whole thing where people drop the last seat. Let's go to the mountain. The where? The mountain. Let's drive west into the mountain. She said mountains. Yeah, we'll be driving from Brighton.
My mother, she doesn't say like a cereal bowl. It's
Hey,
about.
Sam, Mark Major, I'm looking at Tom
Well, that's kind of cute. That's Texas, as opposed to stupid.
Where's those bows at?
Pretty good. Hey, we've got a strange call
Right,
line right now. So, this woman called up and said, you promised to pay off a vehicle that she bought that you guys have had for 5 or 6 months and said it's unrepairable. No, I'd have to tell you that. That's her, yep. Got it. She sent us. Got it. Well, she said that you were going to pay it off, and she sent me something from her finance company or credit union. Forgive me, I'm not staring at it, saying that a lump sum payment of $16,000 was going to be paid on it. Okay. Sure.
Talk 713-8255. So, the case of the house and the elderly couple. We're going to look into it more. But Debbie, listen, you tried, from your perspective, your version is you tried to help this couple out. They were in trouble. They were going to lose their home. You paid off their home, and you allowed them to stay there under an agreement that would have allowed them to stay the rest of their lives. Why did it all go wrong? Hey, Donna, is it possible that you're aligning yourself with that caregiver? She calls herself Jennifer. And maybe Debbie's the real friend here?
No, she's not the real friend here.
Why?
No, she's not, because she's trying to get me out of the house when I take care of the house.
No, hold on. Now, wait a minute. She wasn't trying to get you out of the house before Jennifer arrived. She's saying that
Jennifer's my caregiver.
Well, she said, listen, Jennifer is taking money from you.
No, she's not taking no money from me. She's not taking no money from me.
She lives there for free, and Tom, she's still living there. She has returned to the house after the eviction. Her car has been parked there every single day and night. Last night they had 2 visitors that spent the night. I know what's going on. And so, Donna, I've said to you many times, why do you go with Jennifer, and then when we go call Para, you're furious at Jennifer, and then as soon
you don't
as
need to be calling Para.
Listen, do you know that Jennifer, with your power of attorney, she changed your retirement so you're getting less money?
No, she didn't. That's Debbie's idea. No, she didn't change my retirement.
How much? Yes, she did. How much money are you getting every month? You don't even know.
Yeah, I do. I don't want to stay over the air.
You're getting less money. You're getting less money because Jennifer put down that she's going to inherit your Para.
When you die.
That's not true. She's not going to inherit my Para.
Donna, it could be that you're being snowed here by Jennifer.
I'm not being snowed here by Jennifer.
But you're making accusations that Debbie stole $174,000. There's not one shred of evidence. Not one shred.
I don't have nothing here. Debbie probably has all the paperwork.
Okay, we're going to look into that $174,000, I promise. But it looks like she has other properties and other equities, and she borrowed some and had some. That's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Here's the other thing, Donna. Are you on methamphetamines?
No. I'm on nothing.
You were in the hospital for... What about the overdose?
Yeah, I was in the hospital overnight.
For an overdose?
Yeah.
But you said you don't do drugs.
Well, I did then, but I don't now.
When?
That was that. I learned my lesson.
How long ago was that?
That was in June.
How did you get over methamphetamine since June?
Don't do nothing for me. I'm not doing nothing.
Did you go to rehab? Did you do anything?
No, I haven't gone to rehab.
So
I'm talking to a counselor from Jefferson County.
Well, that's good. That's good, Donna, if that's true. So if you took a pee test, it would show no drugs in your system.
Right.
Okay. If you want true help from us, that's what we would want. And if you come up clean, we'll give you all the help in the world.
Okay.
So we can arrange that. I don't know what else to say. Debbie, if I were you, though, just for your protection, seriously, you need to, you just need to document where the 174 came from.
For my protection, I need to get that house out of Donna's possession. That's what I need to do. I am done with it. It is so horrifying. This whole morning, I'm supposed to be getting ready for the eviction paperwork, and I can't focus on two things at once very well.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for the work that you do, Tom, and I want to just have Donna reconsider whether it's possible that she is believing things from the one. All of her friends are telling her the same thing, that they're tired of her believing Jennifer's lies. And again, just like I told Jennifer, if the eviction takes place by my paid people, it's not going to be nice. I can't ask my people in an hour and a half that the cops are there to take good care of. Donna has probably 400 boxes of stuff in that house right now, because I went through it when we evicted Jennifer a week ago, 2 weeks ago
But
today.
Jennifer's still staying there.
She's still staying there. And by the way, in case I never mentioned, that her boyfriend lived 4 months without paying a dime.
Okay, also, Debbie, do you believe Donna's off drugs?
Oh, no, I saw her 2 days ago. She is not off drugs. And so neither do the cops believe that the cops are bringing it up themselves. Do you think Donna's on drugs?
All right. This is this will continue as we look for details of the transaction. Okay, 303-713-TALK. We also have Compass Insurance Group on, home of the insurance checkup. Remember that, no matter what insurance you have. We have them on to talk about special assessment coverage. And I want to do that very quickly here because Eugene moved into a place, Brian, and now he's being hit with an $8,000 assessment. Now, here's the thing. His insurance says we're not covering it because the damage happened before you lived there. Is that how special assessment coverage works?
There are some companies that do that. Tom, you and I were talking about this. Is one of the worst gaps you can find in coverage in insurance, as far as specifically condo insurance policies. I will tell you, every single one of my carriers have converted to go based off of assessment, the date of assessment, and not the date of loss. So I would challenge that insurance company. Have the guy send me his policy. I'll read it and see if it truly is, in fact, based off of the date of loss.
Thank you, Brian. Eugene, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let's do that. I want you, Suzanne's going to give you Brian's information. You send your policy to Brian Burns at Compass Insurance Group. Let them look it over to make sure that you're not getting hoodwinked by your insurance company. It's possible it is from the date of loss, but it could be the date of assessment because Brian says most companies have converted to pay assessments based on the date of assessment as opposed to the date of loss. I'm Tom Martino. Remember now, Compass Insurance Group, home of the insurance checkup, 303-996-9000.
I don't think I wrote it down. Did I? Fuller and Mile High is 60.
Is Mile High only 30? They always do 60s. Always. But if it says 30, I'll do 30.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by CBS.
Did I write 30?
Traffic Center. Travel around the metro area for the most part in decent shape. Seeing a few sporadic delays popping up on I-25 downtown.
Debbie, Mark needs to talk to you in a minute as soon as he gets off the phone, and then we're going to let you go, okay? Okay, hang on. Paula, he's been talking
No,
to him, so
and plus you gave her a rental the whole time. Does she still have the rental?
What is your first name? Jacob, I'm really sorry to keep you holding. I'm going to field your call here in a hot minute, okay? Oh, you have a referral for that. Oh, we got to talk about that. Hang on, Jacob.
Yeah. Let me, I'm going to,
Very first thing, you're going to take care of our injuries if you have any. But then the next thing, please call John Fuller to get true legal advice when you need it the most. So many people, they ask their brothers and sisters, their workmates, they ask their brother-in-law, hey, you know, what are my rights? What should I do? Don't waste your time. Call John Fuller. He is an attorney who specializes in personal injury, can assess your case, and can help you free of charge. If you decide to hire him, still no money out of pocket. It's on a contingency fee basis. Fuller Law. Look it up at referralist.com. John Fuller. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. There's another thing you need to do when it comes to attorneys and estate planning. Talk to an attorney. Again, free of charge. 833-ASK-BLAKE. This is another area where you're going to have friends and neighbors telling you what to do. We have had people do quitclaim deeds to leave their houses to their kids because they want to bypass an attorney. They think they're going to do all of this stuff and outsmart the system, and they end up incurring loads of taxes for their heirs that otherwise would not be there had it been done properly. So do things properly with MileHighEstatePlanning.com. 833-ASK-BLAKE. It's that simple. You ask Blake Harris, how should I do this? How should I do that? He only charges for what he actually does for you, not for the consultation. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Are you curious when you...
Yeah, go to the top of that, though. No, I dig that. Debbie, I trust me, I'm way more believing of you than them.
That's the top.
Yeah.
Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. No,
There'll be another closing statement besides that.
That's for you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA. NMLS 13675.
I understand. All right, hold on. I'll go look through them. I have one of those.
But you don't want me to hang up with her because Tom was done.
Yes, you can hang up with her. Just make sure we have her info.
We do.
Where did Tom end it?
That means you'll never have to deal with showings, open houses, double moves, or double mortgages. And to make sure you get the best...
Debbie, I know I wrote your phone number down, but Mark wanted it, the person you were just talking to, so can I get that one more time? Yes.
Another client said, we didn't have to carry 2 mortgages, didn't have to rush to move, and most importantly, we beat out 7 other offers for our new home. Go to Orchard.com now, enter your address, and get started with a free evaluation. It's that easy. Orchard.com. Again, Orchard.com. One of the best things about my radio show is having experts to call on for my referrals to help callers
with problems. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. You know, the expert I call for roofing advice is Excel Roofing, the first roofer on referralist.com 25 years ago. I know I can rely on Excel advice when listeners call with roof problems. When I needed a new roof, I used Excel. You should too. In business since 1993 with more than 36,000 satisfied customers. Excel is your insurance claims specialist. If you think you have roof damage, call Excel first. Excel also has a full-service repair department.
and they can help you with any roof problem. And get this, most roofers ask for money up front, and that's where most problems start, especially when they don't show up or do bad work. But at Excel, you don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400, 761-6400, or excelroofing.com. All the benefits of IVs at your door. Rocky Mountain IV Medics, hydration, immunosupport.
Yeah, she's on still, right? The car lady? Yeah. Where is she? Oh, good. Bring her back up. Ah.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHAL.
Huh.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. WaterPros.net, WaterPros.net, that is where you want to go for your water system. And we're talking about really the cheapest, lowest expensive, best quality, the best for less. WaterPros.net, 303-862-5554. If you're looking for whole house conditioning or filtration, please don't go anywhere else. They're selling for $6,000 and $7,000. This guy, we're talking under $2,000 for a whole house systems. 303-713-TALK. Okay, now, Jacob says he does chimney sweeps, and we were looking for one. And I asked the gentleman to hang on if he's looking for one and listen. I sure will have someone. Jacob, how long you been doing it?
I haven't been doing chimney sweeps that much long. I've only been doing it about 8 months or so. My boss actually hired me on as his first hire.
Oh, really? So are you learning on the job?
So I'm certified and, well, not technically licensed, but certified through the NFAP 211, the little code book that we go by. It's just kind of like our Bible for chimneys, you could say. But yes, I am certified. Yes, I do work as a technician. I go from house to house servicing gas fireplaces, wood burning fireplaces, freestanding stoves.
So what do you do as a chimney sweep? How do you clean a chimney?
I mean, really, I guess it kind of all depends on what I come to. Really, a lot of the times I come to mostly, especially in Denver, Colorado is where I work out of, I come to mostly wood-burning homes that burn wood, and they're either masonry-built or factory-built fireplace. When I say masonry-built, I mean, it's typically an older home built just by brick and mortar all the way up to the top. Factory-built is usually a wood framing with metal factory-built stainless steel pipe going all the way to the top. And most of the time, I clean it with a brush that just goes on a rotary system with the drill and goes I clean from the inside. And I go, most people would think that you clean from the outside like you used to, but not anymore.
Okay, so the types of inside, ceramic, stone, and then good old-fashioned metal. Can you do the metal flues?
Oh, yes. We reline and reconstruct metal flues and all that.
And what does it cost to have your chimney cleaned?
So our regular cost to come out and to clean a basic service is $229 even. It's for a sweeping, an inspection, make sure that there's no cracks in the firebox, making sure that the top of your fireplace, at the very top, there's a concrete wash that usually goes around the flue. If it's a factory built, it's usually a stainless steel chase cover that sits on top of the chimney structure. But usually I clean from the inside all the way up. I sweep out all the debris, all the ash and stuff. I look for any spalding, any deterioration or distortion of the flue or the firebox in case any panels need to be changed out, any brick need to be switched out.
Do you ever have to go on top?
Oh, yes. Almost every single time I service a house, I will not leave the house unless I go up on top, just because most people will kind of stand out on the street and look and, oh, yeah, you're good. The top of the chimney's good, but we don't leave the house without giving the customer 100% guarantee that the top and the inside and on the inside of the chimney structure.
What's the name of your company?
My company is Midtown Chimney Sweeps. It is a franchise, and I'm pretty sure the home office is out of Lakewood, Colorado.
Midtown Chimney Sweeps.
Yes.
Okay. And how do people reach you?
So most people would either go online and fill out a schedule for our scheduling.
What's your website?
It should be midtownsweeps.com. I don't think it's Midtown Chimney Sweeps. I think it's just Midtown Sweeps.
Okay, and it's Midtown Chimney Sweeps we're talking about. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it. Celia says she has a wonderful chimney sweep.
Yes, I sure do.
Who do you have, Celia?
Okay, it's called Colorado Chimney Care, and it's his name is Paul Roebuck, and his number is 303-400-1857, and he'll do a deal with you, because if you've got neighbors that want it done at the same time, he'll work on a real good deal.
And that's 800, did you say, is the first, is it a toll-free number, or is it 303?
Oh, no, it's 303.
Oh, I'm sorry, 303-400-1857.
That's right.
And that's Colorado Chimney Care. And how often do you have them out?
Oh, I had him, well, I don't burn it that much, but I had him out about 2 years ago. He did mine and he did my neighbors.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You know, after the break, I just talked to the general sales manager at MedVed.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
And you're going to be shocked.
Now, this is a case where a woman said the car was purchased, broke down, they can't fix it, it's under an extended warranty, they promised to buy it back. All of that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW.
Let's just have a Drew show. 4 hours of Drew.
630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
4 hours.
You have 888 coming up. 2,000 devices. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by CBS.
From the Bethred Sports Traffic Center, the Mile High City Freeway system in fantastic shape right now. No major delays on the highway drive. I-25, for the most part, looking good. From Thornton and North going through downtown, traveling into the Tech Center. I-70 looking good through the heart of the city as well. Seeing a bit of delay on westbound I-76 on the approach to the Commerce City exit, so watch out for delays there. Otherwise, the freeway system in fantastic shape in the Mile High City. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be cloudy, showers likely today with a high 46.
Didn't he move out of state?
Possible overnight with a low of 25. Right now, overcast in the Mile High City and 37. More impact traffic and weather.
I thought he did, man.
KHOW.
It pays to fill your prescriptions at CVS. In fact, it's up to $50 in extra bucks each year just for filling prescriptions. That's healthier, made easier. Visit CVS today. Terms and conditions apply. Not available in all states. See CVS.
All I have to do is subtract one of the 300 lunches, 14 dinners, and I think he actually owed me a brunch. I forget what the brunch was for, but it was something.
Hi, I'm Linda Gardner.
It's probably thumb wrestling.
Your retirement Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online for yourretirement.com.
You can get a price right now on your countertops. Okay, so let's say you want to do some kitchen countertops. You want to do them in granite or quartzite, marble, whatever it is. If you call the Art of Granite, do that because they tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, and they charge wholesale on materials. So they'll do it. Call them for a price. TheArtofGranite.com. They're proud of what they do. 303-386-5919.
All right, great service, great pricing, and now unbelievable financing. The guys at 888 Heating, check it out. You can get a new furnace and air conditioner with $2,000 off, installed starting at $8,500 and 0% interest for 5 years. If you've been putting it off, you better get it done, and you better get it done before the hot weather hits and everything goes up. 888heating.com is their website. 888 Heating is their phone number.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets?
How
did you know that? You must spend a ton.
Remember back in the day when like Home Depot and shit would do 3 years, no interest, no payments. How many calls did you get? I paid 1 day late and now I owe $5,000 instead of $3,000.
Because it goes back to J1.
The interest, fuck yeah, and it's like 29% or whatever was allowed by law back then.
Looks like a beautiful mind.
I'll tell you, that was a shaky shit, man. That was some shaky shit, because people forget. People forget. And you think they send reminders every month? You better fucking remember you owe it. You owe it on that date, and it better be paid, or you're going to owe a shitload of money.
No, that's why they do the no pennies.
Hey guys, you've been hearing a lot about how well CBD's been working for my aches and pains, and that is really the case.
And the funny part is, you know, we're talking appliances, and now your shit's three years old.
Used to be the Nuggets trainer for over 2 decades. He turned me on to Blue Sky, and I have found it to be really beneficial.
Yeah, so this woman.
I apply it directly to areas that bother me, and it has taken some of the discomfort away. I was tough on my body.
Debbie,
playing sports. If you're struggling with pain,
Wired,
maybe you're having trouble sleeping.
Excuse me.
Look on the website what others say, and the endorsements by Dr. Dorniger and Dr. Angersbach, to name a few. There's 0 THC and guaranteed potency and purity. It has really worked for me. You get 30% off your first
Boy, they're really
using the promo code KHOW, KHOW, which makes the half ounce of Deep Relief Balm just $14, with samples of gels available for as little as $5. You will not be disappointed. Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
What do you get when you talk to a Dell Technologies advisor? You get someone who understands there's an art to listening, who's able to hear more than what's being said, and can provide tailored small business solutions that make you feel truly heard.
I understand. Let's get started.
For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud and solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies. Inspect your fire protection systems and devices. Hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting.
See if you see an amount on that wire thing. I'm blind, I guess.
Visit Cintas.com. When you get ready for the work.
Weird.
Now, use the power of radio advertising to connect with customers around the corner and across the U.S. Introducing iHeart Ad Builder nationwide, a new way to advertise your product or service from coast to coast. It's the ideal way to grow your company from a local web-based business into a company with customers all over the country. Use iHeart Ad Builder nationwide to create your own custom radio ad quickly and cost-effectively. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. For a free customized ad,
he was on the phone with her, I think.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
I'm almost sure that was my... No, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Donna is screaming and crying.
Who?
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Okay, listen, Mark. Paula called, and Paula said that she bought a used car from Medved in
2019. She bought a 2015 Chrysler. She paid $23,000. She has a loan on it. She said there was an extended warranty. They took it in September of 2020 because of a loss of power. They still have it, can't fix it. The service director says it can't be fixed. And she says, well, okay, then what? GM says, we're going to buy it back and make it good.
That part's not correct at all. They never said that, according to the sales manager.
Tell me what their story is.
Well, their story's, it's very similar, but there's a couple strange things. So, one, I want to get this out. The day or very shortly after she dropped it off, she has been in a brand new car or a loaner, not being charged a dime. So she has had a vehicle this entire time.
Oh, that was a big thing.
That is a big thing. The second thing is they couldn't figure out what was going on. Ultimately, there is a cylinder misfire. They couldn't figure it out. They sent it over to a Deal and Doug store, Christopher Dodge. Christopher Dodge couldn't figure it out, which I find, at this point, I find crazy. I'd like to know why 2 different dealers and a handful of technicians can't figure out how to fix this vehicle. But regardless of that, the whole buyback deal was this. He was going to try to trade her out of this and pay off the entire vehicle of $16,000. When he reran the credit, she had missed numerous payments, and wherever she worked and put on the application, when they called up from the finance department, they said she no longer worked there. So he couldn't get her financed into another vehicle. So he was going to pay off the whole thing like it never happened and then get her into another vehicle.
So what do they do now, though? Even though she may have bad credit, part of it was she wasn't making payments because she didn't have the car, although you did say they supplied her with a car.
They supplied, well, not only that, think about this.
How many months was she behind?
I don't know, nor do, he didn't tell me, but listen to this, and this is where my brain keeps going. Hold on. So she had this car for over a year driving it, and there wasn't an issue. She does have an aftermarket warranty, which, of course, they sold her, but they don't own the warranty company. They can't figure out what's going on. I don't even know, technically, why they need to do anything, to be quite honest.
Wait, well, hold on.
Go ahead.
They sold her the warranty.
That's right.
And no one can figure out what's wrong with the car.
I'm not saying they shouldn't refund her the warranty. I'm not saying any of that.
But basically, she can't. Oh, so you're saying she drove the car for a year. It's like any as-is car.
Well, of course.
It's between her and the warranty company.
Yeah, and between her, the warranty company, and whoever can figure out how to fix it.
But she's claiming that it was Medved that made the problem.
Well, they say that's crazy. Why did she bring it in for a loss of power then?
Because but at least it was running.
Well, it still does run. And hold on, I want to say one more thing. They said, you know what? You don't owe us a dime. We're going to bring you this car back because we can't figure it out here. We sent it to a Dodge dealer. They can't figure it out. So he sent 2 people over, one in her car, so I guess it was driving, and another person. When they knocked on the door, I guess she got into the loaner, according to them, got into the loaner and took off so they wouldn't take the loaner car they gave her. So they're about to turn this over to the cops as a stolen vehicle.
Okay, what about, Paula, you understand Mark's doing his job, which is to get the other side of the story. So what part of it is wrong? What part of it's wrong?
A lot of that is wrong.
Like what? Give me something that's wrong.
So first of all, they didn't come to... First of all, when I met with Sam, I wasn't behind on any payments. I didn't get behind on payments until he said he was going to make the arrangement to pay it, and I didn't pay it for 2 months.
Yeah, okay, but he never, he didn't say when that happened. He just said he couldn't get you refinanced. So go ahead. What else?
Okay, but it's not because I was behind on payments.
Yeah, it was because you were behind on payments. You were behind 2 payments.
Okay, fine. I had that part. But, well, anyway, and as far as them, breaking it, yeah. They never told me that they couldn't fix the issue and they were going to give me my car back. They said they were going to get me out of that car and into a different one. I understand that they couldn't finance me into a brand new 2020. That's what he was trying to get me, a 2020. Why would he try to get me in a 2020 when he knows how my credit is and I bought a 2015? Of course I'm not going to get approved for a 2020.
Yeah, but what does this have to do with anything? I mean, what I'm saying is...
Second of all, they're lying. They didn't come to my house to swap parts. They lied to me. And Sam will not even take my phone calls, my emails, or nothing. He basically told me to screw off and to deal with his service.
So you're saying that they never tried to return your car, ever?
Well, will you swap them out? I guarantee they'll swap you out today. Are you ready to swap out?
Listen, they said they were coming to swap me out loaner vehicles. And they didn't tell me they were bringing back the Chrysler. And when I
one of the best things about my radio,
she's in a dream world, man.
Let me show you where that wire mount is.
Oh, thanks.
Let's pull that back up. It's tiny. Section 5, it's right. Amount of wire. Okay, read this from the... This is interesting. Mark said to tell you it's a gas fireplace. Read the rest.
In business since 1993 with more than 36,000.
And then scroll down.
Excel is your insurance claims specialist. If you think you have roof damage, call Excel first. Excel also has a full service.
Keep going, and then I tell them it's on the side of the house, not on the roof.
get this. Most roofers,
Because you may have a split in the pipe.
where most problems
And then he wrote
start,
that.
when they don't show up or do bad work. But at Excel, you don't pay a cent until you're content.
So what's the fix, man?
761-6400. 761-6400.
All right, well, can he look at it? Whether he can clean it or not, can he look at it and tell us what the fuck it means? I don't care. Even if he doesn't do it, can he at least verify what's going on?
Denver, an iHeartRadio station, available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Yes, sir. So, let's just go to the entire situation as a whole. What the fuck did they do wrong? The car drove fine for a year, and then it has a problem. They acknowledge they can't fix it. They haven't charged her anything, and they gave her the use of a loaner for 3-4 fucking months, whatever it's been. They sent it somewhere else, drove it back and forth, and a Dodge dealer can't fix it. So all I'm saying is, what did MedVet do wrong here?
I know.
Not a fucking thing.
I know, you're right. You're absolutely right. Except she said they broke it.
Well, then why? And I said that to them, and he said, well, why did she bring it in then? Saying it's not running right. And it's basically missing on one cylinder, and it does it often. So when it's actually missing, it runs rough, but it still runs.
Charged with second-degree manslaughter. At a House hearing, White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci told lawmakers the nation is at a critical turning point in the pandemic, and vaccinations are the way out. This is ABC News. Conditions remain hazardous off the coast of Louisiana as the Coast Guard.
I'm shocked they pulled that up. Do you see the numbers on that J&J? Listen to this, man. 6 people out of 7 million people. Why would they pull it out of any reason? Because all it did, the people going, oh, I'm afraid of it, now they're fucking terrified of it. That was the dumbest thing the government could have ever done. Fucking retarded.
Do you have a problem taking it?
No, in fact, if I decide to get one, I emailed my doctor. I said, listen, I'm going to go with what you're saying, but I don't want the Kaiser company line. I trust you. I had COVID. You guys tested me. You know I had COVID. I have antibodies. Why am I supposed to get it? I don't understand. I thought you can't get the same virus with the same strain more than once. Is that correct? So that's what I emailed.
Mark, they're never going to make it.
Mark, you have a master order before we come back in.
Okay.
ABC News.
They're never going to take a stand.
Well, I'll see what my doctor says. I think she will tell me something.
Every time you touch a surface, you leave
Unless if they're actually told not to. Wouldn't that be something?
Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19.
You notice we're getting a lot of nutcases the last couple days.
For 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed.
I'm starting to think you're like a magnet.
Cleanliness is the nuts. Essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program. A one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically clean
Hello, Tom. I just wanted to say you helped me years ago.
Disinfectant services to help eliminate.
I talked to State Farm yesterday, and State Farm said you were wrong when we talked last time.
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. 630 KHOW. Where's your chance?
And actually, he was right. If everything you did yesterday was correct, you were wrong. You didn't think of that.
Enter it on our website, KHOW.com, for your chance to win $1,000. Sponsored by Guy Reese.
The spring sale is going on now at Guy Reese, and you can save $7 per gallon on Benjamin Moore with Select Paint. Stop by any of their 22 Front Range locations and save today. For locations and hours, visit GUIRYS.com. Guy Reese, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
Most counties in Metro Denver are participating.
Did they rest? Do you know?
I don't know.
Is the thing over? Breaking the court. Oh, that's Democrats.
Anytime we have counties that are close or surrounding Denver that throw requirements out the window, it presents an elevated risk to Denver. I would just remind those outside of Denver, when you're coming into Denver, we do have restrictions that will remain in place, and we need visitors to.
That's right. You live where you got to have a mask. I'm a free man as of what, today? I can go into restaurants. No one asks shit. Everything's 100%. No fucking masks.
I think it's great.
In fact, if you're from Douglas County and your license says it like mine, I don't have to wear one in fucking Denver. Nah, I'll challenge it.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, as the lunch hour gets underway, it gets underway nice and quiet across town for the most part, at least on the highway drive. Just seeing the typical slowing on westbound 270 either side of Vasquez. Otherwise, you're in pretty good shape. There's a crash off highway, though. Parker Road and Lincoln Avenue. Seeing delays.
Oh, I really do want to get it. Hey, if you can get Lazara on just at some point, I'd love to talk to him real quick.
At that location. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, cloudy with showers likely today with a high 46. Tonight, rain, snow mix overnight, a low of 25. Right now,
It saying it's a bonehead idea to pack the court. It just so happens to be back. I'm sure when the Republicans had both. God, he looks so different. I wonder how many years ago that was. I didn't even realize that.
2005.
No, fuck no, that was.
It was. That's what they just said.
Oh my God, he aged that bad in 15 years?
Easier than ever, right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rides website.
I would guess he went from, let's say, 68 to what, 73 or 74? How old is he now? No, he's older than that.
No, almost 79.
You can shop over 1,000 cars.
Mark, 10 seconds faster.
SharpestRides.com. They have cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models. So get shopping today at SharpestRides.com.
My goodness, why would you pay for an estimate if you can get a free estimate and the company that's giving it to you is going to give you the best possible price you'll get from anybody? And I'm not kidding. These guys have been on our referral list for years and years, over 10 years, and I get almost zero complaints on them over that amount of time. You need to check them out. Free estimates, the best pricing. Now, who is it? Master Rooter Plumbing. 720-434-3406. Emergency services, sewer lines, water lines, any plumbing needs, Master Rooter Plumbing.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. You're going to love this. Walker Parkman, working kid from Brighton, Legally Blonde, decided he wanted to go to an Ivy. Now he's into a bunch, including Yale and Princeton. He'll give advice to students and parents how to achieve your academic dreams. Denver's talk station has your chance.
About 10 seconds, guys. There you go.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Trip. That's Trip. Enter it now at KHOW.
I think the car lady hung up. Did she hung up? She hung up.
This is the Troubleshooter.
Did the car lady hang up? She hung up.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by Icon Eye Care for your clear lens exchange, or LASIK. You know, I had a clear lens exchange. Why do they call it a clear lens exchange? Because I didn't have cataracts. So when I went in, they took my clear lens out that couldn't see worth crap and put in brand new lenses that can focus near and far. So it's a clear lens exchange. Don't need glasses, will never need glasses, I'll never get cataracts. It's just great. Now, however, there are people who have cataracts and want to get it done, of course. Then your insurance will pay for the cataract surgery.
Just pay the upcharge for the focusable lenses. Or you can go for LASIK. 866-GOT-ICON. IconEyeCare.com. All right, so let's talk about your problems. And we have a lot going on.
That car lady hung up.
Yeah, we'll talk about the car lady. Here's the bottom line. She bought a car, drove it for a year. She had a loss of power, took it back where she bought it. It was bought used with an extended warranty. She said they couldn't fix it where she bought it. They tried and brought it elsewhere. They couldn't fix it either. She says they owe her a new car or another car. It was a used car as is. She drove it for a year. Why would they owe her a car? Because she said they broke it. So that's what it comes down to. She says it was running when it went in there, and they made it worse.
Still running. They tried to bring it back to her.
Well, she said they made it worse. That's the whole crux of her argument. They made it worse. Now it's undrivable.
She also hung up.
Okay. But I believe that her argument is it needed to be fixed. They broke it, so where it can't be fixed. Now I don't have a car.
But it's still a year later, so what's the difference? It doesn't matter. They didn't sell her a car with a warranty. They sold her an aftermarket warranty.
No, I know what you're saying, but she's claiming, forget that they sold her a warranty. Forget any of that.
Okay.
If you take your car in somewhere and they make it worse than it was when you went in, she's claiming because of that the car is unusable, they owe her something.
Well, okay, but the problem with that entire argument is she brought it in for the problem it has.
Okay. And they're not obligated to fix it. You're right.
They can't fix it, which still
That's true.
is mind-blowing.
If that was the case, as crazy as this sounds, if you bought a used car and you bought an extended warranty and you take it somewhere and they can't fix it, they're not obligated to fix it.
And you know what I was going to do?
Really, they're not. I mean, if the car is unfixable, then you need to look to your warranty for what the remedy is.
That's right. And on top of that, they gave her a loaner car the whole time, which now they can't get back. And I hope you're listening. What was her name? Whatever your name is, I'm telling you, I just talked to them. They're going to say it's stolen, so you better watch it.
It's Paula. All right. Richard, how can we help you?
Yes, Tom. Calling about this House Bill HB 21-1232.
HB, is it a state or a federal?
Yes, a Colorado state, Tom. This is an attempt by the Democrats to go to a single-payer health care.
No, I've heard about it. The state option, but isn't it an option, or will it be for everyone?
No, actually, there's a 2-year grace period if they pass it, where providers are going to be forced to cut their prices, and you may be in agreement with that. I don't know, but anyway, if they don't come down to the level that the law wants, then the government, you'll get rid of Anthem and you'll get rid of Kaiser Permanente and United Healthcare, and you'll go to the state for your health care insurance.
Well, a lot of them are already on the whatever it's called, the Obamacare,
right.
if you will, the exchange. So they're not going to go away.
No, that's right. But if you like what you have now, you need to call your congressperson and tell them we don't want this.
Well, listen, I've not really looked into it enough to make a really intelligent decision.
Okay? It sucks.
I haven't, okay. So I can't say it's good or bad. But here's what I tend to think in general. In general, so far, anybody who's attempted to make a single-payer system, it hasn't worked well. I think that Medicare works well. With supplements. And if there was a way we could, in this country, implement some kind of a Medicare with supplements, then if you wanted more, you could get your supplements. If you wanted basic, you could have a Medicare. I mean, if there was a way to do that and do it efficiently, I mean, that would be cool, because I think it's gotten to a point where health care should not be just for people who can afford it. But at the same time, you can't make it free either. I mean, that would be ridiculous. So
honestly,
with Medicaid, nobody's not getting coverage.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that's true. I mean, we hear about that, but I don't know of anyone who's ever been turned away. Actually, I don't know. But I don't think Medicaid is the answer. Do you?
Well, if they're indigent or poor, why not?
No. But what I mean is, don't you think it would be more efficient and better if we had a better system rather than just
because it's very few people that qualify for that. I mean, you act like we're talking about half the population or something. It's what, 2%, probably even less.
Right. What are you talking about? 2% what?
On Medicaid.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who could lower the cost of their health insurance now, not necessarily on Medicaid. I'm not talking about either Medicaid or not. I'm talking about there has to be a better way to implement health coverage.
They open up. Right now, the problem with Colorado is they only allow certain things to be sold.
Mark, do you like the way the system is right now?
Right now, it sucks.
Okay.
It sucks.
Well, okay, but hold on. It really wasn't a lot better under individual care.
Yes, it was, big time. Before Obamacare, my insurance was way better.
For you.
Yeah, and for the majority of people.
Well, no, that's not true for the majority of people. I think we always
for
tend to
70%.
We always tend to look at it through our lens. I'm not saying, by the way, we need socialized medicine. Please don't misinterpret that. But it should be a better way of administering health care, basic health care, while still allowing people...
Yes, get the damn government out
While
of it.
still allowing people, Mark, when the government got out of health care... When the government got out of healthcare, you had abuse. Now, that's one area where it did not work, this free enterprise, because you had insurance companies not managing risk, but managing care. And that's where it got to be abusive. Health insurance companies suck, Mark. Really. I mean, I wish free enterprise was the answer for everything, but it's not. I swear to God it's not, because you have the insurance industry is one industry where that does not apply, because you have greed and you have evil.
It was still way better pre-Obamacare.
For you it was.
Well, for the majority of people.
Mark, how do you know that?
Because I've never met anybody that liked it, besides people that get everything for free.
First of all, there are millions and millions and millions of people benefiting from it. I'm not saying Obamacare is good, by the way. I don't like it.
Even these 25-something-year-olds that have $50 not deductibles, but $50 payments each month, if they ever end up in the hospital, they still owe $6-7 to max out, which they don't have.
Mark, I'm not saying that Obamacare is the answer, for God's sakes. I'm not comparing Obamacare to what it used to be. What I'm saying is that many people benefited from Obamacare. There are people that would benefit from a single-payer system and then still have people who could buy their supplements. I wish we could have a Kaiser model that was a single-payer throughout the country with the option of buying supplements. That's just a thought.
Think of all the people, Tom, right now that work for iHeart or work for big corporations and have cozy, great plans like Deputy Dan. He worked for an oil company forever. He retired. He's got a great medical plan.
Okay.
Now you're going to take all those away from everybody that's had them forever and say you got to go get on this piece of crap plan.
Who said it's a piece of... First of all, you're assuming I'm saying you got to take away coverage, and then you're assuming I'm saying a piece of crap plan.
People are happy with what they have now when they work for companies like that.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I think people are willing to relook at health care if it meant better for all.
And I bet just like federal employees or, people in Congress that exempted themselves from Obamacare, I bet these bums in Denver are going to do the same thing, or in Colorado. They get to do whatever the hell they want, but you, little peasant, you will buy our crap, whether you like it or not.
Mark, first of all, get off the frickin' soapbox. I am not saying the single-payer system in Colorado is a good plan. I told you I don't know enough to make an intelligent decision.
What did yours cover, Tom? How many times did you tell me, Mark, this is prior to you getting on Medicare.
You know what? Hold on. Why do you keep bringing up the Obamacare and this here? I'm not sticking up for them.
Because this is going to be state Obamacare.
I made one statement that there must be a way to do it better. That's all I said. And for God's sakes, all you think about is yourself.
Well, of course, and most people do vote.
Well, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't for everything, because there are many, 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 many people who need help. Right. And I'm not saying...
I'd love to hear one person that wants single payer.
Did I say single payer? I didn't.
Well, that's what this whole bill is.
Mark, God damn it, stop saying that. I never said this is a good system. I said I don't know about it. Or what I'm talking about... frickin' peanuts. What I'm talking about... There's got to be a way in this country to, I got to
take a break.
Anyway, there's got to be a way to provide better coverage while still allowing people to purchase additional coverage, but having basic health care. That's all I'm saying.
And
now, hold on. You turn that around. You always turn that around as if I'm defending Obamacare, and I'm not. Or defending this single payer. I'm not. I don't know anything about the single payer. All I'm saying is there's got to be a way to come up with a better system. Why the hell can't you think, well, maybe there is? Instead, you automatically say no.
because the government always wants to be that better option, and they can never do it.
Well, I already said I'd like to see a Kaiser model. You're assuming that I'm talking about the government.
But these people running the country would never allow that. They want to be in control of your health care. That's why all this comes up. They want to control you.
Mark, that is not what I'm talking about. I am saying that there must be a better way. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I can agree with that. There must be a better way.
I know that if we put our heads together, we could come up with a good plan while still allowing other people to buy additional coverages. But basic health care could possibly, don't ever eat peanuts when you ingest that dust. It's terrible. But in any case, if we could just put our heads together without always assuming that we're going to go to the worst possible coverage. That's the problem. That is the problem. We're assuming we're talking about socialized medicine.
Last point, though, what I wanted to say, how many times did you go to the doctor prior to getting on Medicare? How many times did you go and you had to pay everything out of pocket and not one single thing was covered for the $1,000 a month that you pay?
Okay, while this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, nothing at all.
Fair enough.
I don't like Obamacare. I never got one thing paid for. Not one thing.
I don't either, unless if we hit
Do you know I have never under Obamacare, ever had a claim paid, ever. It was all under my deductible. Plus, I was paying $600 a month.
It's crazy.
Anyway, we got to take a break. More coming up.
You're choking.
Because I ate these peanuts. Oh.
I didn't hear him.
You got to do Ideal Home Loans. He'll do it. And then I'll do a Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Okay. Actually, you can do them both. I don't give a shit. Do them both. I got to go get water. Oh, thank you. I'll leave because I'm coughing so much.
All right. When you need a loan, who do you call? Well, I'm going to tell you who to call. In fact, if you listen to a lot of stations and TV stations and everywhere else, you're going to hear all kinds of different companies that can offer you a loan. You know why I like Ideal Home Loans? First of all, I know the owner personally, Brent Ivinson. He's a great guy. He's a straight shooter, and he's got the best interest rates out there. These guys have low rates, have the interest rate guarantee, which is pretty incredible within itself. The interest rate guarantee, if you refi with Ideal Home Loans and rates go down 0.75% within 2 years, guess what? They will refi you 100% for free. Their pre-approval is like shopping with cash. People respect it out there when you're looking for a home. And their credit optimization, I've got to throw this in. If you're a new home buyer, a first-time home buyer, they have different plans out there to help you get into those plans, including some stuff where you have almost 0% down, you can own a house. And if your credit's a little mixed up, or you don't have credit, their credit optimization is unbelievable. You have to check these guys out. Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. Write the number down, 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000. Now, the other folks I want to tell you about, in fact, Tom has been bragging about these guys forever now. They actually show up to his house. Listen to this. They show up, they bring a bag of vitamins, basically. It's an IV company, Rocky Mountain IV Medics. These guys show up to your house, and they put in vitamins through an IV drip. And every time Tom has this done, the next day when he comes in, he's like all in a good mood. Let's just put it that way. But it's 24/7 IV, Rocky Mountain IV Medics, and I'm sorry I'm scrambling for the phone number here, but give them a call. They actually come to your place. But their prices are really good. They have different things you can use. 720-987-2125. 720-987-2155. I don't think I could screw that spot up any worse.
Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting of pipes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PAX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialist. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 720-573-0086. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086.
Season after season, quality there isn't. People trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding, and doors. Roofing, gutters, and more.
65 years in business. Happy anniversary to K&H Home Solutions. The best products, installation, and warranty. K&H has what you're looking for. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Such amazing products and special anniversary deals.
You have a YouTube calling you an elitist over this healthcare stuff.
An elitist.
But he's like, I'd like to know what kind of healthcare Mark has. Like we have some sort of fancy healthcare.
They're fucking morons.
$1,650 off Trophy entry doors purchased with storm doors. Some minimums apply. Call for details, 303-421-7100. Or make your own appointment now at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions. That's what you're looking for.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Say hello to simple you can savor. Velo dissolvable nicotine lozenges are smoke-free and hassle-free and made to enjoy virtually anywhere. Why? Because they dissolve, but the flavor doesn't. So go ahead and enjoy on your time and on your terms. Velo lozenges are available at a convenience store near you or at Velo.com. Get yours now. Website restricted to age 21 plus nicotine consumers. Nicotine products. Underage sale prohibited.
This is Dan Patrick. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-AMG.
Today is Jackie Robinson Day across Major League Baseball, where all of the league will wear 42 in tribute to the trailblazing legend who broke baseball's color barrier when he took the field for the Dodgers on this date in 1947. The Broncos are making the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine available to everyone within the organization, plus their families. And the Nuggets beat the Heat in their first game since Jamal Murray's season-ending ACL injury. Nikola Jokic tallied a triple-double in the win. I'm J.D. Haffron.
Do you suffer from lead foot? Do goosebumps appear for no reason? Stop living with uninspired performance. Visit MBUSA.com/AMG and find out if a Mercedes-AMG Coupe, sedan, or SUV is right for you. Mercedes-AMG, driving performance.
Hey, how's that fence of yours doing? Hi, this is Ken Moon. You know, the winter weather, especially the wind's pretty hard on our fences. We'll talk about preventative maintenance and repairs Saturday afternoon on Around the House, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on South Quebec. Here you go, guys.
You know, Tom, just think of Colorado and how they ran the unemployment with over $1 billion in fraud in less than a year. Can you imagine them getting into the healthcare business?
Terrible.
We'd all be dead.
But you know I'm not advocating for that.
I didn't say you were.
I'm not advocating for government control of healthcare. But, you know, there are some models that are very attractive. One is, for example, if you had a bunch of big Kaiser models, let's call them PPOs, okay? And these PPOs ran on nonprofit, okay? Because health insurance companies, the reason they suck is because they look out for their stockholders more than they do the care they give people. At the same time, they keep costs down. I mean, there's a good part about managed care and there's a bad part about managed care. But what if you took the good part? That's what Kaiser did. This old shipbuilder said, let's give my employees the best health care and we don't have to make a profit. They pay doctors well. They pay nurses well. It's organized. Now, what if you took
they keep the insurance company out of it.
Yeah. What if you took large regional nonprofit PPOs and you then allowed people to choose which one they wanted to be part of? you would have these large regional PPOs advertising, we have a lower death rate, or we have a better wellness program, or our mortality rate, or our infant health rate, or whatever. You know, there might be a regional group better for a certain group of people. They simply would compete, but they're large and regional with mandatory participation. But listen to this. Then the government, instead of wasting all this money on everything else in subsidies and tax credits, would pay a basic fee for every citizen to choose basic health care in a nonprofit PPO. The cost would be way lower because no profit and mandatory participation. The government would then pay our participation in that. Then you, Mark, you have a company and you want to give your benefits to your employees. You can purchase supplement plans that go along with that. So you would have the choice of buying better. And if you work your ass off and you want a great plan, you buy one. But even if you're poor, you're going to get good basic health. And it's going to be at the same place I go. I don't see there's anything wrong. That's not government. That's government paid partially, but it's not government controlled, except that in order to be one of these large regional PPOs, you have to be nonprofit and you have to be audited. So you're not screwing people. I mean, healthcare is not the same thing as everything else, like cars and everything else, where, oh yeah, free enterprise, that's all that matters. I'm just saying, why don't we explore that? Why? Here's why, Mark. Because every time we start talking about it, your mind goes to Obamacare or single payer, which sucks.
Goes to government innovation.
Of course it does, but that doesn't mean it can't be done correctly. It just means that we've had a terrible experience when the government tries to control too much. But if you blend competition of these PPOs along with mandatory participation and the option to purchase more, you have a blended system which helps people because you have competition, you have government participation, but you also have individuals being able to control supplements.
They'd never allow it. That's the problem.
Why do you think?
Because they want all the control of it.
Well, here's why. No, I think the health insurance lobbies would hate it because they'd be out of business. And health insurance, Mark, I swear to God, and you know it, health insurance companies are not our friends, Mark. They're not our friends. If we let free enterprise be mandated for them, I mean, or it's not mandated, but just let them loose, health insurance companies are evil. I swear to God, Mark, they came into healthcare at first. It was supposed to aggregate risk among a pool of people. People paid premiums and they would pay claims. Here's what health insurance became. They came between you and a doctor, told you what you could get and how much that doctor was going to make for it. And you know why? So they could eke out enough to pay for their profits. It's almost like organized crime went into New York City and said, we're going to collect the trash from now on, and just up the prices so they could pay for themselves. The health insurance inserted themselves. It used to be, originally, you paid premiums, aggregate risk, and pay claims. But then it got to be their organized crime. They got in the middle and said, Mr. Doctor, you're going to take less. Consumer, you're going to pay more. Why? Because we have stockholders and they want to make a lot of money. It, honest to God, is not for the health and well-being of people. It's not. We've seen claims being turned down for wellness care, and instead waited until it was so critical they paid 10 times as much for the acute care. It's mismanaged and it's profit-centered and it sucks. That's all I'm saying. I hate health insurance. I hate the way it's organized. I hate the way it's executed. And all they do is insert themselves for the sake of profit. They're not there as our friends. No more. And one time, we needed them because the reason healthcare prices are so high, people blame doctors and hospitals. It's not their problem. It's not even big pharma. It's insurance companies causing it. That's really what's causing most of the healthcare crisis as far as cost. Now, listen, I know I got to get to your calls, but if you don't think health care and health insurance, and that is a valuable consumer topic. I don't know what the hell to tell you, because it is. Jessica, I just need to know something before we go to break. Is this unemployment issue about fraud?
No.
Okay, so is it about not getting your unemployment?
Yes.
All right, hold on, because the reason I'm asking is we have people at unemployment, and if it was fraud, we were going to go right to it. All right, we got more coming right up.
This. Let me put out your new spots, the Frank Duran and David Ellis.
In the morning, 10 Capitalist. In the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW.
We can both do Duran, and then I'll do Ellis.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Church.
What's that?
Around the Bed
We'll both do Duran, and then I'll do Ellis. I'll do Ellis first.
For the most part, in fantastic shape. Westbound 270, stopping.
And let's make Duran longer than they cut
Sounds
four.
like a broken record, but that remains the case. Eastbound I-70, a little sluggish approaching Quebec. Otherwise, you're in decent shape across the highs in the metro area. No delays in I-25 through the heart of the city. Off highway, there is...
We owe Frank something, so we're going to make it longer than 30, but it doesn't matter.
Off highway at Havana in Iowa. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Showers likely the rest of today with a high 46. Tonight, a winter weather advisory overnight, a low 25. Right now, 38. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Pull up to Churches today for bonus that's bringing it all.
All right, about 10 seconds. Frank Duran, David Ellis.
Meet deliciousness. Try our new Texas tenders, the chicken sandwich with meat, smoky honey cheese sauce, just $3.99. Churches, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at each same location.
If you need some extra cash, even if you don't need extra cash, how about you just want some cash, right? You can sell the old gold, silver, platinum, jewelry, chains, tangled messes, coin collections, broken watches, whatever it is, at David Ellis Jewelers, right at 3rd and Clayton. Easy to park, easy to find. It's in the Cherry Creek North shopping area, 3rd and Clayton, David Ellis Jewelers. He's been there 40 years. And what you can do is you can take anything you have, precious metals, and he'll give you a check that day. In fact, if you're not sure how much the precious metals are or if it contains precious metals, he'll be happy to take a look. David Ellis, 303-322-8779. The website is davidellisjewelry.com, 3rd and Clayton. So, Mark, have we ever had a complaint about Frank Duran, the realestateman.com?
No.
Never. So, what's the number one thing people say? What do you
He's so nice, it's unbelievable.
I know. In fact, some people say, can he really negotiate? See, this is what I always wondered. How can you be that nice and still get the most money you can in this market? He has stats to show he sells way more than market average and way quicker.
10 times more.
What do you think it is? And not only that, but volume-wise, he sells more houses in a month than most sell in a year.
Yeah, that's an incredible number.
Then he'll sell most in a year. Then he'll sell in a year what most people do in an entire career. So you got to check out Frank. He has a team for both buying and selling. Mark and I have both used him. We have firsthand experience. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Starting a small business requires strange tactics. I started my business in the basement of a factory in 1986. There was no heat, no air conditioning, and I used blankets as my office walls. Instead of customers, my visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes. And I was broke. To psych myself up that I was going to succeed, I wore...
God, that peanut dust. Have you ever inhaled that when you were eating?
Sure I have.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I looked like a goof, but I didn't care. I had my late model 1970s mustache to comfort me. Hi, I'm Mike Capel. Now, 30 years later, I still use strange business tactics, like making payroll simple and incredibly inexpensive for small businesses. Our payroll starts at just $10 a month. Go to PatriotSoftware.com and enter promo code RADIO, and I'll give you 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
It's such a beautiful night. Look at the stars.
They're amazing. Did you know 20% of stars have planets orbiting them capable of sustaining life?
How did you know that? You must spend a ton of time reading.
Not at all. I use Blinkist.
Blinkist?
Yeah, it's an app that takes key insights from over 4,000 nonfiction bestsellers and gathers them into 15-minute blinks for you to read or listen to. With Blinkist, you can learn the main points of an entire book in just 15 minutes, as opposed to days or weeks.
And what kind of books?
Nonfiction books in over 27 categories, from personal development to history, management, investing, philosophy, and more. Books like A Beautiful Mind, The 4-Hour Work Week, Freakonomics, and Sapiens. Blinkist makes it easy to learn about pretty much anything.
Like the stars?
Even the stars.
Right now, radio listeners get 25% off, plus 1 free week when you go to Blinkist.com/relax. To get this special offer, go to Blinkist.com/relax. That's BLINKIST.com/RELAX.
What the hell's an a la carte attorney?
A la carte?
I
think they mean unbundled services. You know what that means?
Well, of course, but I mean, okay.
So that means you can pick them for one thing.
But you know, our company is blessed to not.
Well, I mean, what
Where's
attorney
it being used?
on their call screener?
For your continued trust and loyalty. Thus, we are seeing some of the highest numbers.
I mean, if you call an attorney, you generally are looking for one thing. I guess is where my common sense goes.
So yes. Done right is
You're looking for what?
You're looking for one thing to be done.
No. Like, for example, if you go to Rich Harris, for example, and all you want to do is a modification of child support, they don't have to handle the whole divorce. You can just do that motion with them. They'll teach you how to do it, show you what to do. Or you want them to handle just filing the divorce, and you want to take it from there. Or just the initial hearing for temp orders.
You think an attorney would do that?
Yeah, they do a lot of times. Unbundled services. They don't have the number of for podcasting.
630K now, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So Jessica says she's not getting unemployment. Were you ever getting unemployment, Jessica? Okay.
Pandemic unemployment, and it says I'm active.
Were you self-employed?
I'm approved. Yes.
What do you do?
Clean houses.
Okay, and your job was negatively affected, so your income went down, right?
Right.
Okay, so you are eligible under what they call they call it gig, whatever. Okay, so you were approved.
Yeah.
And how much were you supposed to get?
$227 a week. For it said I have 79 weeks. My only problem is that my certification gets denied every week.
Now, wait a minute. You were approved, but you were not certified.
Yeah, you do a certification every week,
yes.
And every week it says denied.
And why did that? Do you know what you're doing? Do they tell you what you're doing wrong?
No, they don't give you anything that says why. And I tried to call, and it says there's no openings for a callback.
Golly. Suzanne, are we getting this kind of complaint often?
Not that particular complaint.
No. Well, they don't answer the phone?
No, the certification. I've never heard of that she's approved, but every single week she can't get certified because you have to answer certain questions, right? Like, where did you look for work, or did things improve?
Yes.
And then when you answer it, it says, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I believe I'm answering it all correctly, but it just still denies every week. I don't know.
And it doesn't give you a reason.
No. When you click on it, for that item number or whatever, that, for that week, it just tells you again that you got $0 for that week. And I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or I don't know.
Do you remember when...
we got to get her through to the team.
I know, but I don't even know what they do down there, to be quite honest.
Well, apparently they are helping the people we send to them, right, Suzanne?
It takes time, but yes, I get the list to them and they get back.
You remember how much... what was his name?
Hold on.
Spessart?
I want to make Jessica, we're going to take your information, though, and send it on with this specific problem. They do want to hear about specific problems, so If you hold, Suzanne will get this information. What were you going to say, Mark, about Phil Spessart, the acting director?
And he's probably the hardest man working in the world right now, but it still baffles me. When he was on, they said about $6 million in fraud. So women like her and men like, you know, people out there can't get benefits that should be getting them. But the fraud, he said, was about $6 million. People getting money, like all the cards that are showing up everywhere.
Oh,
then
God,
yesterday, no, hold on. Yesterday, we find out that was a line of crap. It's more like $30 or $40 million. So I don't understand why anybody over there has a job. I swear to God, if that was a private company, and I go back to our health care, not one of them would have a job.
Well, how is the fraud? Is most of the fraud happening with identity theft or people getting benefits that shouldn't get them under their own name?
I have no idea, but if you owned a bank and the bank got ripped off $30 million, you would change bank managers, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it does seem to be a problem. I mean, this is one of the most common inquiries we get on the show.
And it never stops.
Now, listen, I know Drew's been holding a long time. And, Drew, listen, I do have to take a break, but I want to ask you something. Is this problem the same one that you've been having that's a continuation, or is it new?
It's a new problem in the same manner. Allstate is destroying some evidence in the case.
What evidence are they destroying?
One of the Allstate claims specialists was on the phone with me for about 35, 40 minutes, lovely lady, and she said that the agent was wrong. He should have done a claims specialist sheet. He should have gone line by line and detailed everything so that I understood everything, and he has a history of not explaining. And then she also added that this error should be put in there. Allstate authorized everything on March the 3rd. March the 3rd, they called my doctor even and authorized all the medical PIP. Then, a day and a half later, they reneged on everything.
Why? Why did they renege on it?
They said that the first Allstate person was false, and she was not the supervisor. That's what they said.
And what evidence did they destroy?
All of the statements and notes that this lady stated on Monday, April the 12th, for 35 minutes.
How do you know there are notes, though? How do you know there are?
Because they told me, she told me that they take notes and they put the notes in my file, and it's also recorded conversations.
And did Allstate tell you that this recorded conversation does not exist?
Yes. And the notes. They have no notes, no conversation, no nothing.
Are they denying it took place?
No. They're not denying it took place. They're just saying it's all gone. It's all erased.
How much are these doctor bills going to cost if they don't pay them?
$15,000.
You had $15,000 in injuries?
From walking into a tailgate?
No, the tailgate
was coming down on his head. I get it. It was coming down in your head, but you truly had $15,000 in bills?
They've already done 5 MRIs and about 5 office visits.
What are your symptoms?
According to the MRIs, I have 2 herniated discs in my back.
And all from that one collision, that one door hitting the top of your head?
Remember Muhammad Ali when he fought Sonny Liston? Nobody really saw the punch. I was stepping up onto the sidewalk. My head is going up, I'm going up, and the tailgate is coming down.
No, I get it. Hey, by the way, were you knocked to the ground?
No. I was knocked, but I got good balance.
Well, okay, Drew, one other thing.
2 feet tall? How does that happen?
One other thing I need to ask. Have you ever considered going after with a personal injury attorney, going after the driver directly, the owner?
The attorneys won't take it because of the $15,000. In New Jersey, it has to be reimbursed to Medicare because of this Allstate error. That's why we're trying to correct the error.
I don't understand that part of it, but I don't understand about the personal injury case
outside of car insurance.
I don't see how how is he stepping up and hitting his head on a tailgate? Is he 2 feet tall? Maybe he's in a wheelchair.
Just a couple of slow spots in the freeway system, both directions downtown. A bit stop and go.
Oh shit! I got a spot.
Westbound 270 stop and go either side of Bass.
Let me do mine first. So I can go.
Wide open across town. Planes are out east. Should say there's a high wind warning, high profile and light vehicles that are along I-70 from Aurora to Deer Trail. Be careful if you got to travel on that stretch. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be a chance of showers today with a high of 46. Right now overcast and 38. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. K-How.
Pull up the jerk.
10 seconds. Master Ruger. Pull along.
Bringing buttermilk marinated juices.
I would start with 5 years.
Try our new Texas tenders, the chicken
sandwich. That's the other one.
Just $3.99. Started bringing that down all clean with Upper Valley. 270 location.
Guaranteed lowest price. God, I love those words. Can you imagine that? Imagine if everybody did that. The guaranteed lowest price. Well, if you ever need a sewer line, and I hope you don't, or a water line, or any plumbing needs, guess what? Master Ruger Plumbing has the guaranteed lowest price. Their service is impeccable, by the way. They've been on the referral list for over 10 years. The owner, Tony's a great guy. I've had him do a lot of work for me at my house. If you need a plumber or ever need 24/7 emergency services, Master Ruger Plumbing. 720-434-3406, the guaranteed lowest price.
Hey, if you're in an accident and you have personal injury, you can get free legal advice. All you have to do is call. It's that easy. It's that true. It's that real. You go to John Fuller, Fuller Law. Go to referralist.com and just search John Fuller. Or you can call him anytime. Leave a message. He will talk to you about your case at no charge. Even if he takes the case, and there's no obligation, it's on contingency, which means he only collects a portion of what he collects for you, never out of pocket. 303-597-4500. That's 597-4500.
Sheridan Auto Check. Good people. Isn't that what you really want in an auto repair shop? So
Do I have a minute?
Yeah.
Specialist. They'll repipe your home in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. Call for your free in-home estimate and get 20% off our already low price. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086. This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. If one of your goals in 2021 is to move into a different home because of the time you spent in your home during 2020, Ideal Home Loans can help. And here's the great news. Thanks to record low interest rates, your buying power is stronger than ever. Ideal Home Loans can walk you through the whole process
and make it fast, simple, and easy. Talk to one of our salary-based lending specialists today at 303-867-7000. Be sure to ask about our 3-week closing guarantee where we will underwrite and approve your loan ahead of time so that you can go out in this competitive market and make an offer that's like making an offer with cash. Gone are the days of getting caught up in the bidding war. At Ideal Home Loans, you don't have to. And if you need help,
I wonder what Brett.
We can refer you to one that we trust.
They got a 3-week closing guarantee, you just said.
He does, I know.
So what happens if they don't close in 3 weeks, though? What? They let you out of the loan? I mean, what do they do?
I know. I don't know.
What, we get you your house for free? Now that would be a fucking guarantee.
Open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told you there was a stress-free way to
we let you out.
Orchard.com. The first service helps you buy. Then list your
I actually like Brad. There's some guys I really miss being in the studio.
Open houses,
Sheridan Auto Tech,
double mortgages.
Ivinson, Excel, Jay Brett, John Fuller.
So your
Where the
home's list
fuck was one clear
Joe,
choice?
we
God
support
damn
your
it, where
client
were they?
We
I
want
didn't
you to
have
get
them
our new
today.
home for $10,000.
They're Fridays, I think.
No, they weren't.
Old one.
No, I had them down here, and I didn't do them.
Another client said,
Fuck, I hate when I do that.
No, you might have moved them.
Yeah, I know.
And most important,
I think we talked about them.
Yeah, that's right, we did.
Because you talked, I mean, it was way more than a quick one.
with a free valuation. It's that easy. That's Orchard.com.
They came up in a call. I don't remember, but it's very recent.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies. Inspect your fire protection system devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence. Oh, already! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
It's like I blinked, and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide. And we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Discover one of the CIA's enlisted...
Damn, I thought I had new headphones.
iHeartRadio original podcast, Operation Midnight Climax, an undercover brothel, dosing unwitting Americans with LSD, a mind control experiment gone horribly...
You know, you could fuck someone's life up giving them LSD and not tell them. They think they're fucking crazy.
But the same government was running a brothel in broad daylight. Listen to Operation Midnight Climax on the iHeartRadio...
Someone goes to you?
Yes.
Hold
on. And I did think I was not crazy. I was 16. Let me tell you something.
It's scary. It's scary if you know you're doing it.
No, it was. I brought our kids on. That's really strange. Oh, it's a fear. Oh,
I'd kill whoever did it.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Okay, right now I only have a few minutes, but this doctor wrote to me
an email when we were talking about vaccines, and I want to squeeze him in. I will get back to all of my callers right after that, okay? So, Dr. Mark, quick question here, sir. You're a family practice. Are vaccines good for life for that particular strain of virus, no matter what it is? Dr. Mark.
You have the wrong line,
Oh, I got the wrong line. Sorry, Dr. Mark. Sorry. There you are, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, that's okay. How are you, Tom?
Good. So what I'm asking is, for that particular strain, I'm not talking about new strains, but for that virus, do you have antibodies for life?
You do, but it's a little bit confusing.
Go ahead.
When you get a vaccine, there's no guarantee you're going to develop all the antibodies. So there's a lot of reasons why a vaccine can fail. And so saying that if you get a vaccine, you'll never get that disease again is a little confusing and kind of not true.
Why?
So for example, as you get older, let's say you get the chickenpox vaccine. As you get older, the immunity will wane, meaning the antibodies are there, but they get weaker and they start clearing out of your body. That's why we give a shingles vaccine to prevent shingles, which is essentially just a reactivation of chickenpox.
Now, let me bring this, Doc, to the next question then. If you had chickenpox as a kid, do you need to get the shingles vaccine? If you had COVID-19, do you need to get the COVID-19?
And we're only talking about that particular strain. So let's talk about chickenpox. If you had chickenpox and you didn't get the vaccination, do the antibodies wane as well?
Same thing. Yep, 100%. As a matter of fact, people that have had the chickenpox are the ones who really should get the vaccine because it's already in their body. And when they turn 60, 65, 70, they're going to get shingles, which is horrific.
What about polio?
So polio is strange because we don't have a updated vaccine for it, and I can't exactly tell you why, but we do have the vaccine we give to children.
How about COVID?
No. What I'm asking is, can you get polio again? Or can you get polio, if you were vaccinated?
As far as I know, you can never get polio again if you've been vaccinated again.
But why don't those antibodies... See, we're out of time, unfortunately. We're out of time. I was going to say, This is where
I want to know about COVID.
I understand that, Mark. This is where we get mixed messages when it comes to vaccines.
Hey, your shingles.
You know, that was a disservice to him. So we can do this again, or you can fucking tell his customer to go out and take a shit.
Is shingles chickenpox, or is it different?
No, it's the same virus.
Then why do they call it fucking shingles?
Talk to people up and down the Front Range. This is the one place you can do that. Impacting your life. Denver's talk station.
So you're saying it's the exact same virus? Chickenpox and shingles.
That's what he said. I didn't say it. Colorado patients lose under the state option. Hold on. But there are some people that love the state option.
You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rides website, get credit approved to finance, and they will literally drive your new car right to your front door. It's that easy. The Sharpest Rides is the #1 internet car.
So if they have a single payer option, we will have to.
Well, you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't even know how that works. If you're on Medicare, what happens?
Get shopping today at thesharpestrides.com.
What he said to tell you was chickenpox, the antibodies last in a person's body up to like 40 years. Where COVID, your body can get rid of the antibodies and get them out of your system within 3 or 4 months. He said, yes, get the vaccine.
Wait, hold on.
He said, wait 90 days after your virus. He says you can get a virus twice.
Then why doesn't the fucking vaccine only last 3 or 4 months?
I can email him that question or set up another time.
That doesn't make sense.
That means we got to get a vaccine every 3 months.
Yes. Antibodies are antibodies are antibodies. So,
well, the vaccine just makes you create your own antibodies.
Just like the disease does. So what I want to know is, why did he say after 4 months you could get, you got to get a vaccine?
I have no idea.
But with the vaccine,
second-degree manslaughter.
I want to see
killing 20-year-old Dante Wright. I'm speaking to Nancy Pelosi, saying she has no plans to introduce.
Did you hear back from your doctor, by the way, Mark? I support the president. Did she email you?
She has not. I'll be curious what she has to say.
The government report says retail sales jumped.
She's probably afraid to answer you.
February.
Probably afraid you're going to admit yourself into a hospital just for having COVID back in December.
It only lasts 6 months.
What's that? Well, how come they're not telling us this on the
6
news?
months.
And we got to get a fucking
6 months it lasts. The 2 shots we got only last 6 months, they're saying.
Here's my understanding. Ready? Try to follow me here. You ready?
Follow him down the road.
Even though your antibodies are gone after an X amount of time, your cells, your RNA, whenever they see that virus come, they remember how to create the fucking antibodies again. So it doesn't matter if they're technically out of your system. Your body remembers how to create them because it's already happened.
But not the same with chickenpox.
Hourly workers to full-time employees in the next few months. That move comes
That's confusing.
Attention to shift.
Yeah, all that guy did was confuse me more.
Pfizer says that
Walmart
can last longer.
1.5 million workers.
It's 100% effective.
Well, you know what? If what that guy said is true, you better start fucking booking your next one. So.
After 6 months, immunity very strong.
Bounty picks up spills and messes quicker. And
they just have to test it longer.
So you can use less than the leading value brand. So you can get back to the party.
I think we'll be getting a shot every year for this stuff.
Okay, here's the deal with chickenpox. This explains it perfectly. Listen, you don't get it twice. You know why? Because if you get...
You already have it in your system, is what he said.
After you recover from chickenpox, the virus enters your nervous system and lies dormant.
Yes, he said that. It can reactivate when your antibodies wane out of your body over 40 years.
My only purpose is you never got rid of it. That's why you're not getting it again. You still have it.
You're just, yeah, right.
Now, are they saying that COVID-19 lays dormant for years?
No, he said you can get it again.
I know, every 3 months.
Denver metro area is doing what they call moving toward a full reopening, and that's operating in blue COVID restrictions. So Boulder, Jefferson, Adams, Arapahoe, and Denver counties will work with less restrictions for a month. Then on May 16th, go to all clear.
I thought we were all clear.
The association is grateful restrictions are loosening. They do caution that allowing them to operate at 100% capacity with 6 feet distance.
God, they hate so much letting go of control, don't they, Mark? Do you get that? God, they fucking hate it. It's like they fucking hate it.
Confusion, as we see county by county create their own restrictions to not only the restaurants, but also their guests.
Riggs says restaurants in counties with tighter restrictions might find they're at a competitive disadvantage to ones with fewer limits. Air France has announced new nonstop service between DIA and Paris. Tickets are on sale now with flights beginning in July, but service is contingent on travel bans currently in effect, which do not allow non-essential travel.
No, listen to this. Douglas County, I'm on it right now. Updated,
That's the latest on Chuck Clark.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Lifetime Windows and Siding.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, the highway driver around the metro area in good shape right now. I-25 flowing freely in both directions through town. I-70 checking problem-free as well. Just seeing a little bit of the usual volume flowing on westbound 270 through Commerce City, but overall a pretty uneventful drive. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, cloudy this afternoon with some rain showers changing into snow tonight. 3 to 5 inches of accumulation possible. Will drop down into the upper 20s overnight. Light snow continues tomorrow for your Friday with a high in the upper 30s. More scattered snow showers on Saturday and a high of 40. It is 40 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Jenny LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Susie Origin here. In addition to supporting Denver Zoo
No, it is tomorrow, man.
Lifetime
What
Windows
is
and Siding makes
Douglas
the
County.
Food Bank of the Rockies, helping feed our neighbors in need.
Full capacity.
Local commitment. Lifetime is offering 40% off.
No, they still have the fucking mandate, though, for the mask.
Because of the state.
You will love this attorney. He's so straightforward, Blake Harris. He always has free consultations, always, and located near Union
With COVID. Oh, I know, but I mean, I've known that about the regular flu forever. They try to figure out, they try to guess which one is going to be
Fortunately,
wrong.
coronaviruses do not mutate as much as flu, influenza. I guess it is different, corona and influenza.
From creditors and lawsuits.
Wow.
Asset protection is not just for the rich.
We could actually halt mutations if enough people get vaccinated.
Says Dr. Fauci.
No, somebody else, somebody else.
Protection.
There are variants out there.
Estateplanning.com.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 6. It wasn't easy, but 9 seconds, guys. There you go. Time since getting his new gig, Senator John Hickenlooper joins the show. That's Friday morning at 8:05, right here on 630 KHOW.
Is he still up?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. I'm going to go right to people who've been waiting. Greg, what's going on with you and how can we help you, sir? What's happening? Greg?
Yeah, Greg, I'm sorry. Tom,
yes,
you had
sir.
talked about the extension, filing an extension of your tax returns.
Yes.
But you still needed to pay your estimated tax.
That was not correct. Greg, that was not correct information. It got changed. I know what he's referring to, Tom.
Okay, well, go ahead, Greg. You finish. Go ahead.
I own an insurance agency with an S corporation pass through to my personal insurance return, and I was wondering if I needed to make an estimated payment today.
Okay, first of all, estimated payments are for this year for filing next year.
And you do.
And those deadlines are the same. But, Mark, our accountant said, even though the deadline, or excuse me,
they changed it.
Larson said it. Even though the extension, you still have to make your payment.
Yeah, in other words, if you gotta file by April 15th.
What's the filing date right now?
The 17th of next month.
Of May.
Yeah, and the payment. So if you don't make the payment, it's all for last year.
Today actually was the deadline.
Yeah, my birthday.
Today.
Yeah, 15th.
Okay. Now, next month.
17th is when last year's taxes are due and the payment.
Okay, so they extended the payment too.
Yeah, it wasn't Cizik, it was, who was he? From Larson.
Yeah, I know, by mistake.
He was correct.
Michael.
Well, I don't even know if it was by mistake. I think the next day, the feds changed it, or the IRS.
But it doesn't have anything to do with the estimated quarterlies.
Hell no. If you owe quarterlies right now for next year, you better do your estimated. There's not that huge there's not that huge of a fine for that, by the way, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah. There are people, again, let's just not get into that right now. Anyway, Jason, welcome to the show. What's going on with you?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
First of all, that lady that was on unemployment
and
that
could
called
not
earlier,
right, and she couldn't get certified.
Gig worker.
I wonder if she filed with Workforce Center.
What do you mean by that?
You have to. Well, I had to file with the local Workforce Center, and that's how you they make you look for jobs or apply for applications. But if you're self-employed, they limit you to like only 1 or 2 a week. But I know my benefits were stopped, and then I filed with the Workforce Center, and they restarted back up. So maybe that's what she has to do. I don't know. But when I was listening, I was thinking of that.
Okay. Thank you. What about your issue?
You're welcome. Okay, so 2 issues. I'm looking for like an a la carte lawyer that I just need to file a lawsuit. I'm having a hard time getting an insurance company to pay for the damages on my
you're
truck.
talking about, I think what you're talking about is what's called unbundled services. Attorneys will often allow you to do things on your own, and they'll do some of the things for you. They don't require that they handle the whole thing. For example, the Harris Law Firm, harrisfamilylaw.com. If you wanted to do a modification of child support, you can do a self-assisted where you do the running around. They can help you. You gather the information, and they can help you with the forms and all of that. Or if you want them to handle just one item in a divorce, like the filing and the initial orders, and you want to handle the rest, you're able to pick and choose. It's cafeteria style. It's called unbundled services. So you're looking for an attorney that will do a few things for you, and you want to do some on your own, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, all you have to do is look for attorneys that advertise, or call them and ask, do you do unbundled services? Will you do a few things for me and let me do the rest? I know on our referral list, I know, as I said, for family law, harrisfamilylaw.com, and Mark, doesn't Cranack do unbundled services? I thought he did. I thought he does self-assist.
Mark is a jack of all attorney trades.
I think he might do that. I don't know, though. We don't have anyone, let's put it this way, no one jumps out at us for this issue. But I don't think it'll be hard to call and find out. Yeah. I mean, I think you'll be able to find out people who will assist you. It's either attorney assist or unbundled services.
Okay. I'll call a couple people on your referral list and ask, and then I'll call
be real careful, though, man. We've seen too many times someone shows up representing themselves and ends up not only losing, but paying the other people money.
Only because they screw up really bad. You have another issue, sir?
Oh, the other issue. I've got a 2012 Dodge Ram. Fuel pump keeps going out.
Okay, where are you located?
In Denver. And my truck is actually, I've got my truck bed off right now, and I put a new fuel pump on, and now it's not working at all. And someone said it might be the relay, but I guess
did you do your own work?
Well, me and my buddy, yeah.
Oh, Jason, so you're one of these guys, you want to do your own attorney work, you want to do your own car work, and now what if you have to take out your appendix? That might be a little difficult, but...
Right, I just probably need a mirror and a knife.
Yeah. Jason, as far as the fuel pump, if you want someone that will give you some advice, Jeff Vick's pretty good at that. He's really cool if you gave him a call. Sometimes if you need someone to look at it and you want to do stuff yourself, you call Norris at SOS Inspections and ask him for a one-item, usedcarcheckout.com is his website. Ask him for a one-item diagnostic, and he can tell you, what you did or if it's right or wrong. So a lot of our guys on the referral list are happy to talk to you on the phone. I mentioned Harris Family Law doing that unbundled stuff. I ought to also mention that they do free webinars every Wednesday. They also do what's called an early neutral assessment, which is like a virtual walkthrough of a divorce, giving you each and every stage and what will happen. It's like a time machine where you go through it as if you're going through it without ever filing. And then you decide if you want to wait or file or what you want to do. They're great to consult. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-622-3716. Mark?
You just reminded me of something. I was doing a spot for Rocky Mountain IV Medics.
Yes.
What is the one you get?
NAD.
And what's in it? Vitamins? What is it?
NAD is what it is. It's short for something very long. It's an enzyme treatment that goes to the cellular level. On a cellular level, NAD is needed for the conversion of energy. And as you grow old, your levels of NAD are waned, right? And they don't produce as much. So this goes directly to the cellular level, and it helps you to convert energy easier. And it's really like a fountain of youth for the time it's in your body. An infusion will last about 3 or 4 weeks, so that's why I do it monthly. And then, they are selling supplements of this, but it's not nearly as effective, as the infusions. There are also some doctors researching creams that you rub on your inner thighs that will infuse it. But right now, that's what I do with Rocky Mountain IV Medics.
And they go to your place. You don't even have to pack up.
Exactly. They'll go right to your home. And I love it. This NAD is unbelievable. But, obviously you can get the Myers cocktail, and that's just general vitamins, and you can do things for migraines and all kinds of stuff.
Give their number out.
Oh, okay.
I got it. 720-987-2155.
Did you get an email or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we have more coming right up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, 30 seconds, Joe Lazera, 888. Add up for your retirement plan? Let's hear from our experts at All Work Financial.
Yeah, what's yours? Which one?
We have all these restrictions.
Lazera? Oh, yeah.
When we hit age 72, we have required a minimum distribution.
I gave the wrong phone number out for
did you get texted?
No.
I thought maybe you know who did you know what.
No. Good. Didn't matter. That makeup was gold. All right, listen to this. 5 years. 5 years, no interest. Can you believe it? 5 years, no interest? You say on what, Mark? I'll tell you what. A new air conditioner in a new furnace. The guys at 888heating.com not only have a true $2,000 off on both new units right now. And what that breaks down to is a new furnace and a new air conditioning starting at only $8,500 with 5 years, no interest. I know it's unbelievable, but if you've been in the market, you know you're going to need them soon. It is the time to get them. If you wait till it gets really hot, that's going to be a whole different deal. So I want you to check these guys out. 888heating.com, and their phone number is 888-HEATING. Simple as that. Now let's talk about Joe Lazera. You know what Joe Lazera does? He is a criminal defense attorney. He represents people all up and down the Front Range. If you find yourself in a bind, you really need to call Joe Lazera. If you get a DUI, he can help you out. Shoplifting, assault charges, pretty much anything you can imagine, this guy can help you out with. And if you think you're going to do it by yourself, you're absolutely crazy. Don't ever try it. Let me tell you, the DA is not your friend. The other people are not your friend. You need a guy like Joseph A. Lazera. We've done the shopping for you, and what I mean is we've known Joe forever. We know all the success stories he has, and one comes to mind real quick. Someone who did get hit with the DUI. Now, I'm not going to say if they were drinking or not because I don't know. But what was unique is they did not take the breathalyzer. Joe went to not only the actual court date for the DUI and represented him, but he went to the DMV hearing, and the guy never lost his license. Joseph A. Lazera, write this number down, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200.
Kitchen and bath now 560 South LaPan. You go west on Alameda from I-25, then to LaPan, go south 2 blocks, you'll find 560 South LaPan. A big Beautiful warehouse. It used to be big and ugly. Remember that one? Buy and build kitchen and bath. Totally different.
No, it's the new tell them no. It's the officer that yelled taser, taser, and accidentally shot the guy. What is it called? What the hell is it called? Not murder two, but what did he get arrested for? Or she? Manslaughter 2. Yeah, is that truly manslaughter if it's an accident? That's my question.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. And if one of your goals in 2021 is to move into a different home because of the time you spent in your home during 2020, Ideal Home Loans can help. And here's the great news. Thanks to record low interest rates, your buying power is stronger than ever. Ideal Home Loans can walk you through the whole process and make it fast, simple, and easy. Talk to one of our salary
indoor
specialists today at 303.
What do you think is going to happen in the Chauvin thing?
I think his ass is going to be murder 2. If I had to guess, I'd guess the middle one. Although, I think we'll get jury instructions Monday. So if I can hear jury instructions, I'll make a much better guess on what he's convicted on.
What is this? State separate. Did you read that? Credit card charges?
Yeah, they're exempted. State of Colorado's exempt, doesn't matter.
They can?
Yeah, they exempt themselves, sure. DMV, all
it says Colorado can't do it. Oh, they exempt them.
The state exempts themselves. But it doesn't matter. You can still do it in Colorado. You just call it a cash discount. But they literally, in what he's talking about, exempted state agencies. You can answer him. I didn't answer him.
And increasing costs. It's time to tell politicians we cannot afford the state government option.
Yeah, the jury traveler, the jury instructions will be interesting.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk?
I get it. That guy's going to jail, though, or prison. He is definitely going to prison.
You think so?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why is that?
You really do? Yeah. I mean, shit, man. Let me tell you. I was going to say offense, but the prosecution put on like 8 days. You realize that the defense started, I think, yesterday? I mean, and oh my God, the one witness that was like actually a real witness for him, they said the jury was basically sleeping. So they're fucked.
It detects altered in the stool to find 92% of colon cancers. 92%? Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive results should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not...
Hey, Juan, listen, here's my question. If you got the damn virus like I did and my whole family back in November, why the hell should I get the shot? What does it do for me right now, if anything? And then second question, if my T cells remember how to make the antibodies, if it is brought into my system again, then why the hell do I need to get the vaccine? Now, I'll probably end up getting the vaccine so I can travel everywhere. But other than that, I just don't even understand it. And that doctor with the chicken pox, that's because chicken pox stays in your damn body, then comes back later, 40 years later.
720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by American Financing.
Lots of clouds.
Yeah, that lady with the car. I felt bad for busting her bubble, but man, I don't think MedVet did the damn thing. She's going to get fucked, man. She's going to go to jail.
Schedule a free mortgage review with American Financing. There's no pressure and no upfront fees, just savings. 303 AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 122334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Denver's talk station.
Online at khoup.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. If you were trying to talk to us before, you can get right through. 303-713-TALK or call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Stephen is on the line now. Steve, what's happening?
Well, like many people, we're doing some work in our house, and that involves taking the roof off. So we had to move out.
Yes.
And we have 2 trees that we've had for 30 years, indoor trees. And we want to move them with us to an apartment and then move them back to the house.
Now, wait a minute. Where are these trees right now?
They're in the house.
What do you mean? Oh, like potted? Are they potted?
Yeah, they're 10 feet tall. I've had them for 30 years, since we were 18.
Wow.
I bet someone would come over and just take them. They're not dead.
He wants them.
No, I want them.
He wants them.
Yeah, I've got a big investment of time in these trees.
What kind are they?
One's a ponytail palm, and the other one is a rubber tree. But the biggest moving companies, like Atlas Van Lines, if you go to their website, it specifically has a picture. We do not move indoor trees. I have called everybody I can think of, and I can't find anybody that can move these
How
trees.
far do you got to move them?
6 blocks.
How big? I mean, they're 10 feet. How wide is the pot?
I bet our tree guy would move them 6
How big is the pot?
You have to get it out of an 8-foot door first. But
but how big?
Come in that.
How big is the pot?
Maybe 3 feet.
3 feet?
Across, yeah, probably.
Will it fit through the door?
It came in.
Yeah. I bet our tree guy.
So 3 feet.
The temperature has to be the same. So the environment, the temperature's terrible now. It has to be similar in temperature. So
you have to tilt the tree. You obviously have to tilt the tree down and carry it, right?
Right. That part's not a problem. I'm sure we can find lots of strong people to move it out.
Then hold on.
Tree guy will do it.
But Mark, I don't get it. He says it's not the problem getting people to move it out. He just said that. So what is the problem?
The problem is so I can put it on a trailer and drive them.
Yes.
Blocks.
Yes.
The temperature is 30 degrees different than the inside temperature, and the trees will go into shock and probably die. And it's not worth investing all this time if we're going to lose them. But that's what they say. That's what the research is.
Well, wait for the weather to be good that day.
Well,
I can't. Every day.
When does your construction start?
End of the month.
Well, what temperature are you shooting for outside? Like in the 80s?
70.
Well, okay.
Oh, come on, man. That's not going to be that difficult.
That'll be in the next week.
We have to be able to get these trees to Cherry Creek and put them on a drywall lift, and then lift them up to a first-floor balcony apartment and lay them down. So they want to do it at like 6 in the morning. Well, it's not going to be 70 degrees.
Well, let's put it this way. Sometimes there are just problems that can't be solved.
Look,
now
what about a mover?
No, movers won't touch him. That's the whole premise. He called because he can't find a mover. Here's the deal.
Everything's money.
Now, hold on. Everything's money, but also they can be wrapped. I'll bet you they can be wrapped to be moved where they're not going to be shocked.
I'm saying you've got a lot of people listening to you right now.
They can be insulated.
If you say, I'll pay $5,000 to do this, you're going to have people call.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't pay $5,000, but I certainly would pay for it.
No, I understand that. He was just giving an example. Enough money will do anything. I'm wondering about wrapping them, though, to get around the temperature problem.
Our tree guy is an arborist. He's going to know how to move trees.
Well, let's call him. Let's get him on.
Okay. The arborists I've talked to have said you would have to wrap them in like a concrete blanket to insulate them from this temperature difference.
A concrete blanket? What the hell are you talking about, a concrete blanket?
Hold on. We're going to get our guy on.
You can't insulate with plastic.
Well, no, but you can wrap them with plastic to protect them and then put over that some kind of a solar blanket or some kind of a blanket. Come on. Stephen, it sounds almost like you're enjoying putting up the obstacle. Like you're not willing to take a chance.
Let's get our guy on.
Here's the deal. There may not be a perfect way to do it. You may have to take a chance. And I'm saying those damn trees could take a little tiny shock and they're not going to immediately die, okay? I mean, let's face it. Let's talk to, hold on. Let's talk to Mike here. He's with GE Tree Service. Mike, are you there, Mike?
Yes, I am. How are you, Tom?
Good, man. Let's talk about moving trees. It's in like a 3-foot pot. It's a 3-foot pot, okay? It's filled with dirt. That's pretty heavy. It's a 10-foot tree. How thick is the trunk?
Well, so there, ponytail palms are maybe 3 inches around. The rubber trees maybe 3 inches around. There are also 2 steel rods implanted to keep, that they're tied to.
Right.
Mike, they're inside too, so you know.
Yeah, they're indoor trees. He wants to move them without shocking them to a temporary place where he'll be staying while home improvements are done. Then he wants to move them back.
Okay. What part of town is he in?
What part of town are you in, Stephen?
Belcaro.
Belcaro. Now, another question, Stephen. Would you consider storing them somewhere for the duration?
Yes. I called the Denver Botanic Gardens. That was my first phone call. They said no.
Okay. So, Mike, do you have any ideas?
I'd be more than happy to go over. If you can have him, give him my number, have him contact me. I'll go over and take a look and see what I can do to help him.
So, have you moved trees before, Mike?
Yes. I used to have trees indoor, too. Ficus trees. Large ficus trees.
Okay. Now, he says
I can send pictures of them.
You have to have ideal temperatures, too cold or too hot. Yeah, you can shock a tree.
Well, Mike, you mean even for a little while it'll shock that bad, it'll die?
All depends on how cold or how hot, yeah.
Wow.
Mike, we have days in Colorado we'll go from 10 degrees to 65 the next day, and the trees outside don't all die.
True, but it's moving. Is it going to be moved in an enclosed vehicle, or is it an open vehicle? When you're driving down the road with a tree, for example, exposed to the elements, that's where you start running. Even trees from a nursery, you have to be careful, and you have to protect them when they're when they're leafed out from exposure.
Is there a way to wrap them and insulate them?
Everything is different. I'd have to see what he's dealing with. I'd have to see it.
This will be interesting. So let's get him some information. Let Mike evaluate this. I'd like to see pictures of it. And then with that, we'll have more coming right up. Stay tuned for pictures of those trees.
I thought he wanted to give them away.
All right. Approval of reverse mortgage call to banker in a minute.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, nice and quiet on the highway drive around the metro area right now. I-25 pretty wide open in both directions through town. I-70 checking problem-free. We are seeing the typical volume slowing on westbound 270 through Commerce City. Also a little bit sluggish on that long ramp from I-25 onto westbound 6th Avenue. And off-freeway, there's a crash in Parker on southbound Parker Road at 20 Mile Road. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, cloudy this afternoon with some rain showers changing into snow tonight. 3 to 5 inches of accumulation possible. Will drop down into the upper 20s overnight. That light snow continues tomorrow for your Friday with a high in the upper 30s. It's 40 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Jenny LaRose, 630 KL.
All right. About 10 seconds. Approval of mortgage call to banker.
44 years straight. Ford Ranger, F-150, or Super Duty. These trucks are built better, built stronger, built Ford tough, and priced to sell during Truck Month. Only at your local Ford stores.
You do not have to put up with pain. It's something that can be so influential on your life in a negative way. And this is what Colorado Pain Care is all about. It's about treating pain, chronic pain. It's about getting people out of pain. And that's what they're dedicated to, and they've done it. You don't have to accept it. That's the great news. If you're in pain, call them. Local doctors accepting all insurance, 833-GOT-PAIN. That's 833-GOT-PAIN. You've heard me talk about reverse loans. Why? Because they are a valuable tool for your retirement. If you're 62 or older, you tap the equity of your home. Sitting there, it does nothing for you. But you could pay off your mortgage and have no payments. Or you could have extra cash or a line of credit. I trust approval reverse mortgage. Now, Joan Sullivan and her team are there to help you. Approval reverse mortgage. Here's the website, approvalreverse.com. 303-771-8255. 3528.
Discover one of the CIA's illicit Cold War initiatives on the iHeartRadio
where they're really pushing this
podcast,
one
Operation
episode or
Midnight
this one
Climax,
podcast.
Undercover Brothel, dosing
Oh,
unwitting
they do
Americans
all.
with
They're all.
LSD.
Yeah, but this one is like every break.
Back in the 50s, the government wouldn't let you watch Elvis Presley shake his hips on TV.
That is funny. You said that was true. They wouldn't show him above the waist. That's crazy, man.
Listen to Operation Midnight Climax on the iHeart.
When I think of those days, I think of that. What's that show where they're always dancing? All the hippies are dancing. They're wearing their flower dresses.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
65 years in business. Happy anniversary to K&H Home Solutions. The best products, installation, and warranties. K&H has what you're looking for. I'm advocate Tom Martino. Such amazing products and special anniversary deals. Soft Light Windows, $650 discount on each one. The only window earning the government's Energy Star rating 7 years straight. Everlast Siding, $6,500 off. The most durable color-fast siding ever. And $1,650 off Provia entry doors purchased with storm doors. Some minimums apply. Call for details, 303-421-7100. Or make your own appointment now at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions has what you're looking for.
If you've ever sold a home, you know it's a hassle. From the prep work to the open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told you there was a stress-free way to buy and sell a home? Well, go to Orchard.com. Their Move First service helps you buy, then list your old home once you're all moved out. That means you'll never have to deal with showings, open houses, double moves, or double mortgages. And to make sure you get the best possible price, Orchard can also handle making repairs or updates, so your home is list ready. Joe, a recent Orchard client, said, "With Orchard, we got our new home for $10,000 less and got asking price on our old one. Highly recommend." Cabot, another client, said, "We didn't have to carry 2 mortgages, didn't have to rush to move, and most importantly, we beat out 7 other offers for our new home." Go to Orchard.com now, enter your address, and get started with a free valuation. It's that easy. That's Orchard.com. Again, Orchard.com.
Accounting and payroll.
Keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. While starting my first of 5 successful businesses, I foolishly did my own accounting. I stuck the more difficult tax forms in a drawer for later, which caused the tax man to cometh. That little mistake took an entire team of accountants weeks to prevent the tax man from clubbing me. Moral of the story? Use Patriot's accounting software because it's easy, and tell your accountant to use the same accounting software you use. Then, if the
Dude, we got a 10-foot tree.
You'll be the one
You know
running
that?
the club.
Actually, I guess technically ours is probably a plant.
Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with.
All right, back in 10 seconds. Oh, why not all probably have...
Hey, can I get reservations for tonight, please?
Inside the swamp.
Too late, son of a bitch.
I'm Tom Martino here. Welcome. Arnold's got a comment on Kaiser. Now, here's what I said. I said you could get, a possibility for healthcare would be large Kaiser-like models, nonprofit, that basically compete for business. You'd have mandatory participation. And what you would do is, and then have the government pay a basic premium and then have it so members could upgrade their coverage and have supplements. But anyway, that was just a fleeting thought. I did it in less than a few minutes just thinking.
What would be interesting about that is then people would start saying, oh, well, if you have more money, you can afford the better coverage.
Yeah, but it's always going to be that way. Because even in countries with socialized medicine, you have people doing that. Arnold, you have a comment on the Kaiser model. Go ahead.
Well, not all doctors are the same, but if you are in Kaiser, you have to go to one of their doctors. If you go out of network, you have to pay more.
Right, right. But I've not heard a lot of people complaining about the quality of care.
I've had Kaiser for even well before Obamacare and after. We have stayed with Kaiser for probably, God, I don't know, 15 years or so.
Arnold, do you have Kaiser?
No. I won't have, because I have friends who've had it, and they had a lot of trouble with it.
I've never, actually, we've not got, on this show, I don't think we've ever gotten a complaint.
I found a place to go almost anywhere we've been. And if there isn't anywhere, then yes, they do reimburse.
Okay, and again, the Kaiser model I'm talking about, where they take the profit out of it. They operate, they pay salaries, but there's no stockholder. There's no profit incentive.
And they're the insurance company. That's one of the biggest parts. They're not only the health care provider,
no, you're right,
but they're the insurance.
You're right. You're right. That's right. And they aggregate the cost. I don't know. I like the model. I like the model.
Something real quick, something they do that's very impressive, and you actually brought it up when we were talking, but Kaiser, when you go in there, if you're overweight or if your blood pressure is high, these guys want to fix whatever's going on before it gets really bad.
That's good.
And I mean, they are very preventive maintenance oriented.
Proactive and toward wellness, they are.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, they'll send you to a dietitian if they don't think you're eating right.
You know what really amazes me is how this country, like Fauci and all these people, do you realize they talked about face masks, okay, and social distancing? So do you think it's effective? Well, of course, to some degree, right? So, and here's what you hear them say. Well, every little bit helps, like a mask, for example. Even though it doesn't really filter out viruses, it does kind of create more distance by cutting down the traveling of large molecules. Yeah, droplets. But listen, so they say every little bit helps, yet not one of them, since the beginning of this pandemic, not one of them mentioned increasing your vitamin D levels. Not one of them. Not one. Nor did they say increasing zinc. Why is that? Yet that there are some doctors who go as far to say that higher vitamin D levels are as effective as a vaccination. I'm not saying that. Some doctors say that. But here's what I'm asking. If it only makes a little bit of difference, why wouldn't they mention that when they mention face masks and social distancing? Why? Why is it that certain things are never mentioned? Why? Why is that? They will never mention that. Or certain drugs that have been known to cure it within 48 hours. Ivermectin. But I'm not suggesting that people not get vaccinated. I'm not suggesting they don't wear masks. I'm not suggesting social distance. For those who crave the control of government, I'm not for a minute suggesting you be free. Okay? I understand that coddling makes you feel safe. But why wouldn't they also throw in other little things that help, like losing weight and vitamin D and zinc? If the government truly was you hear all these PSAs, right? Now we're all in this together. Wear your mask and social distance, and we'll get through this together. Now, why not say, we're all in this together. Wear your mask and social distance. And did you know higher levels of vitamin D have been known to cut down the transmission and severity of COVID? And how about overweight? Most of the people dying were obese. No, you will never hear that. Why? That's all I'm asking. Why is it they don't even mention it? Why? There's no harm in mentioning it. Vitamin D is not going to hurt you. What is it? Just like a face mask. It helps a little. And you hear these people, we're all in this together people, I call them, all in this together people. Why don't they mention we're all in this together? How about increasing your vitamin D levels, something that simple. And if somebody says, well, you can't tell people what to do, well, yeah, you can. You're telling them exactly what to do. It's right in line with every little bit helps. If someone can come up with at least one reason why they don't mention that, why is it? Maybe because it's cheap and effective, so effective that, maybe they would have a cure, or maybe they would have control without all the freedoms being mashed. Maybe they wouldn't be able to scare the living crap out of us. Maybe that's why. I want to know a good reason why.
Well, you made me think of something else when it comes to along those same lines. So about 4 or 5 days ago, the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 split decision, said that you can't stop people's religious gathering in California or anywhere else.
Right.
You just can't do it. Indoors, outdoors, anywhere.
Of course you can't.
Well, the 4, this is the part that drives me crazy, the 4, and they're liberals, that voted against it. You ready for this? You know what they said? They said because if we tell secular people, is that the right word, secular, people that are non-religious?
Yes.
If we tell secular people that they can't, that is equal to telling the religious people. In other words, there's no difference. We're telling everybody to do it. The problem is,
I understand,
the actual First Amendment talks about nothing but religion. That's all the entire First Amendment's for. So their argument is so upside down and absurd, comparing it to anything, because it's only about religion.
No, I understand. And again, I am not. All I'm saying is, why don't they just promote everything that helps? Why just some of the things? Why is it you will never get Fauci ever to mention vitamin D? What a hypocrite. We have more coming right up.
Now, it's 54 Master Router, about a minute.
It's sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. From the Vet Fed Sports Traffic Center, nice and quiet on the highway drive around the metro area right now. I-25 moving at or near posted speeds in both directions through town. I-70 checking problem-free. We are seeing the typical volume flowing on 270, both eastbound and westbound, heading into Commerce City, but no major problems being reported. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, cloudy this afternoon with some rain showers changing into snow tonight. 3 to 5 inches of accumulation possible. Will drop down into the upper 20s overnight. Light snow continues tomorrow for your Friday with a high in the upper 30s. It's 40 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KL. Invisible Fence brand introduces the all-new Boundary Plus Smart System. Advanced pet containment.
10 seconds in Florida, Master Router.
Is your pet protected in your yard? Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your free consultation. That's InvisibleFence.com.
You know, I've told the story a few times, but Suzanne and I last weekend were walking through Home Depot. I was looking for this sunshade. There's a couple that's overlooking at carpet samples, and they're somewhat arguing about whether or not their furniture will match the color of the carpet. And I'm thinking, who in their right mind would shop for any kind of flooring in a big box store or any showroom? There's no reason to do it. That's why SimplyFloorsInc.com brings everything to you. You can see the samples right in your own house, plus they'll do all the measurements. And my favorite part about them, and the reason we use them, and we use them for virtually the entire house, is because they beat the prices at the big box stores. They make it simple, and they've got better prices, and they've got LVT, they've got tile, hardwood, carpet, they've got it all. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Now, another company I love and I use is Master Router Plumbing. I wanted a sink with hot water in our garage. And guess what? They came out. I thought it was going to be thousands of dollars to have this done. Not even close. It was about $900. And remember, I had nothing there. I just had a garage. They did the pipes. They did the drain. They did everything. These guys have great pricing. They have great service. And guess what? They don't charge for estimates, so you can get a plumber brought right to your house for $0 for the estimate. And if you don't like the price, well, then you don't owe anything. You can't beat it. They also have, of course, emergency services. They also have the best price on any kind of water lines, sewer lines, any kind of lines, because they own their own excavation company. Write this number down, you're going to need a plumber at some point. They've been on a referral list over 10 years. 720-434-3406. Master Rooter Plumbing. 204-434-3406. Get found fast! Why am I screaming that? Because those companies I just talked about, in any company out there listening, if you have a website, you want to get found fast. If you put in plumber, Denver, great pricing, and you're a master rooter, you want to come up on that first page of Google. Well, guess what? That's what the guys at GetFoundFast.com can do for you. And they have a 100% free webinar, I guess you call it, but it's a face-to-face, a Zoom meeting. They're going to show you what they can do. They're going to look at your actual website and tell you all about it. They're going to tell you how many people go to it. They'll teach you about the Google panel. They'll tell you if it's mobile-friendly. They will do all this for free. Then they'll explain the different things they can do to make it better. GetFoundFast.com. Tell Kenny I said hello.
Brain beans at the are heating up. People getting out to shop for new clothes, make home improvements, and more. Use the power of radio to connect with spring spenders. Advertise on stations like this one.
Hey, you better watch it, Dano. I got my racquetball shirt on.
Art Ad Builder to create your own custom radio ad quickly and cost-effectively. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. For a free customized ad, sign up now at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Hey guys, you've been hearing a lot about how well CBD's been working for my aches and pains, and that is really the case. I've been trying Blue Sky CBD, and it has been awesome. Now, Steve Hess, who used to be the Nuggets trainer for over 2 decades, he turned me on to Blue Sky, and I have found it to be really beneficial. I use the balm, and I apply it directly to areas that have bothered me, and it is taken...
Well, you know, all things you would get comments on. I'm shocked that you have 2 different people calling to comment on the government and vitamins. I mean, honest to God, I'm shocked. You know, sometimes you just know when a topic is there, but for the life of me, that's fucking insane.
I'm not asking them to promote it either. I'm just saying, why don't people mention it?
I know it. I'm dying to know what these people got to say. What do you think they're going to say?
You know, in every single severe case, it was low vitamin D. In every fucking severe case.
Available for as little as $5. You will not be disappointed.
I don't know. I still find it funny that no one can give me an answer why I got to go get a vaccine. I find it fucking insane.
They say we're going to need one in 6 months. Another.
Well, that doctor said 3 months.
No, but this right up there, just when we were talking about it, right after. CNN had a report that Pfizer announced that they will develop a booster to be used in 6 months.
Yeah, but what happens when the strain changes? Don't they have to go back to, not step 1, but they have to go back and redo it?
They said something about the RNA one is a little different, and it's a little more resilient against strains.
Cost of care could push you and your spouse into poverty.
I guess the RNA type of vaccine, I don't know anything about it, but it's different than...
Can you imagine?
Virus vaccines.
Do you think at any point, it's going to be when we're so dead it's not even funny, but do you think at any point they'll come up with how to just kill aging? Whatever creates your aging, they just fucking stop.
They're almost there, Mark. When you hear, no, Mark, wait till you hear some of the fucking research going on. It's amazing. What would they do? There's some research. Okay, there's some talks. What would they do?
The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. And here's our approach is simple. Here's our secret.
It's the fountain of youth.
We make sharp, durable blades.
You're going to pay for it, baby.
Prices for as low as $2 each.
I wonder if there's more than money. You got to not only have some money, but you better be smart too.
Obsessing over
or else we're not going to convert you into a lifelong.
Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try.
Yeah, that's really scary. You read about it. Yeah, you know I'm not religious, man. But you read about the opinion from those 4 justices that they should be treated the same, but the amendment they're talking about legitimately is only for religion. That's all it talks about.
50. Enjoy.
It doesn't talk about anything else.
Well, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right? No, but what they're saying is completely wrong. They're redefining fucking the amendment. They're redefining the First Amendment. They're saying it applies to all or nothing.
No, so that they believe it shouldn't be.
They're saying the reason we believe they can limit people to not practicing faith indoors or outdoors is because we can limit people that don't believe.
630 KL on iHeartRadio.
10 seconds, gentlemen.
But that's, I guess, all I'm saying is the only reason the First Amendment is there is to protect religion. Right. It's not to protect. It's not to protect fucking pizza makers.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Curtis, you have a comment on. I asked, why doesn't the government at least, or these healthcare, or all of these PSAs, why don't they at least mention, hey, and keep your vitamin D and zinc up and lose some weight? I'm just curious, since that would do at least as much. Well, it actually does more, but let's say it does at least as much as face masks and social distancing. Why do you think they don't mention it?
Well, the reason is that we've been conditioned and propagated to believe that we have a health system. The entire exact opposite of that. We have a profit from illness system. And, and the AMA and most physicians, if you bring up supplements to them, they look at you like you're a moron.
Listen to this one time, Curtis. Listen to this. This is so funny. I was in the hospital one time doing some tests, and they were running some tests on my blood pressure and all that other stuff, and my cholesterol. And they said, so do you take this? I take blood pressure, by the way. But they said, do you take statins? I said, no, I'm on a special diet. And they, listen to this, not a special, I said, I just eat healthy. And here's what they said. Oh, so you're into alternative care. Now think about what they just said. I said, I eat healthy, and they said, oh, you're into alternative care. They are saying that eating healthy was alternative. Bill, what's going on with you? Why do you think it's not mentioned?
They won't promote vitamin D, zinc, and vitamin C because they don't want to disenfranchise or offend low-income people who will say they can't afford the vitamins. They won't promote eating better and taking care of yourself to fight COVID because that will offend overweight slobs, and they will look like they don't care, and that's their voter base.
God, I hope it's not that simple. I mean, really, Bill, when you think about it, I'm not even talking radically. I mean, it's truly... and by the way, I was told that COVID affects more blacks than whites more severely because of the vitamin D absorption and skin pigmentation. Nothing to do with superior or inferior, nothing to do with that. But so you would want to get that message out about vitamin D, right? Why wouldn't you? Vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin D. By the way, when I tell you how closely I was exposed, I was sneezed on by a guy who was tested for COVID. I mean, I felt it when he was talking to me. And then I had a co-pilot with COVID. I had my kids with COVID. And all I was doing is keeping up my immuno-boosting formula.
You're forgetting Doc.
Yeah, that's right. My immuno-boosting formula with vitamin D, zinc, C, echinacea, garlic. They're just little things, man. I mean, it's just amazing to me. Quercetin. Anyway, we're running out of time. I want people who are on to stay on, and I will promise to get you up. And I want you to go to referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. You can call 24/7 as well. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466.
Oh, you're good.
She totally forgets to mention. This is still what kills me. That she's got a brand new 2021 car while they're trying to figure hers out, and they don't know her fucking shit.
That's happened a lot with dealership calls. They fail to tell us they've got a loaner for the last 3 months. It's just crazy.
And then she failed to. I'll tell you why she really hung up was when I mentioned they showed up with her car to swap her back. And she took off in their fucking new car. Literally went into the garage, fucking started the car, opened the garage, and drove off in their car.
She's like, it wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't me.
Okay, this Donna with the house, she was crying, you said?
Oh my gosh.
What was going on?
She was screaming and crying, Tommy, that her house is being taken from her and she needs help, and I think she is on drugs.
Oh my God, she sounds like she's on drugs. And I think that
somebody mentioned we should have Shannon move in with the two of them, and they can have a little meth party.
Or have Shannon the board out move
No,
in.
I meant homeless Shannon.
No, I know who you meant.
Oh my God, Mark, that woman was crazy. Get in bed with that woman.
Well, that woman could be giving her the meth.
Yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
I have to be independent and take initiative, and that's how I handle every project I do.
discovered new ways to develop great
You know, a 13-year-old police shooting. What the hell is that? One's a white kid, right?
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station.